And my name is Drunkly Romantic. I am your host today. Welcome to Geek Space TV's 12-hour Seed and Spark Marathon. We got games, we got fun, we got new and old friends. We're very excited. Just after this show today, which we'll get into in a moment, we have Night Witches. We're so excited to bring you the second episode of Night Witches, GM by Trooper SJP. Great cast, great show. Russian airwomen during the war. It's incredible. Punching Nazis. It's amazing.
And they take no crap.
No crap.
So,
Is that a bad word? No crud.
No crud.
No crud.
No crud.
No
No
crumbs.
crud.
No
crumbs.
bananas.
No crumbs. I don't take crumbs from nobody.
No banana cream pies.
So
from anyone.
welcome in. My name again is Drunkly Romantic, and you are sitting here with us, and we're going to be playing one of my favorite games. This game is called Ryuutama. It has an absolute gorgeous book. It is a traditional JRPG. It's been described as Miyazaki's Oregon Trail. I tend to take a little bit of the whimsy from the Miyazaki part, but I'm mostly excited for the fact that it reminds me of JRPGs of my past and my childhood, things that I grew up with that I'm very passionate about, and I really love the creativity and the inventiveness and the freedom that this story gives you. I am very lucky to be joined by three of my favorite people in the world for this. We are going to be telling a little story. This is, as I refer to it, as a demo. If you want to take a look at what the title screen of the SNES cartridge of Ryuutama would be, you can check it out on GeekSpace Twitter account. Feel free to retweet, tell people that we're live. This is the first time I've ever GM'd anything, really. I am a little terrified, but luckily, again, I have wonderful people here. I did GM an episode of Eat, Pray, Kill, which is usually GM'd by Sour Fruit Junkie, but I GM'd as my character Strawberry in that show as the GM. It's a little complicated. We're gonna pump the brakes on that. But yes, today we are telling a story. Ryuutama, for me, a place called home, is going to, if the Seed and Spark is successful, we will get to do 4 episodes of this with some lovely people. I am very excited to bring this with you. But first, I want to introduce you to the cool people. You don't have to introduce your characters, just introduce your cool selves, because you are all fantastic, you are all lovely, and I'm excited to hear what you have to say. Let's start over here with Lauren.
Hi, my name's Random Tuesday, or Lauren. You can find me on the internet at Random Tuesday. You may recognize my face from earlier today on the sofa. You may also recognize my face from Wednesday nights here, 7 p.m. Pacific, where I GM Worlds Beyond. Yeah, this place is awesome. Go check out that Seed and Spark campaign. Help us make more things, please.
Hi everyone, my name is Algernon Bolden. You can catch me at Algernon Bolden. I'm a developer over at Hairbrain Schemes. We make Battletech. And also I've been here and I've been privileged to work with these fabulous people for a lot of games, and I'm hoping for more. So thank you for letting me do this. This has been truly one of the great joys I've ever had. So
Hi, I'm Jackie Dash, Jakidash.
It's that easy, Lauren.
I succeed about 75% of the time.
No, you're actually really good at it. I apologize for calling you out. You're absolutely lovely. Claudia, please continue.
I'm usually here Wednesdays at 7 p.m. I play Pine Knight, I remembered, and I also... And now I'm here, and I'm really excited to be a part of this adventure. I like JRPGs. I like a lot of the newer JRPGs with intensively long anime cutscenes, so it's going to be really exciting to go back and play some old school
There
ones.
might be a little anime cutscenes in this. We'll figure out how that goes.
I want to teach you all the JRPGs. We need to do this at some time.
Oh yeah, do we guys work on the choreography? We're all gonna go. Dun, 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 dun. I actually kind of wanted to start this off going to simulate the text type in the old boxes. And my name again is Drunkly Romantic. I will be your first time GM. I am very excited for this. Now, to give you a little idea of what we're going to go into describe the characters and the setting a little bit, but I want to talk about Ryuutama for a brief moment. In this game, Ryuutama, a natural fantasy, the journey is very much important in the world and the collaborative effort of the story, the creativity you're allowed, each other's creativity is allowed to flourish. And we're hoping that we can convey that in 2 short episodes. So we will have 1 arc, and then we'll go on a little break, and then we will have another one. I have no idea if it's going to last 3.5 hours or 4 hours, but we'll see where it goes. If not, I'll literally just dance over there.
On the plus side, you are budgeted for 4 hours. So.
So we can just make time. We can just kind of dance a little bit and make it. Yeah, we can just keep going like this.
So we can do it.
Yeah, because
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
the player walked away for a little while, and so the game just sort of waits for them. They're like in the kitchen, they're
Your
getting some
pause
water.
screen. We'll just put a pause screen. And that's it. You guys are absolutely lovely. Thank you again for joining me. And thanks again, Anna, for hosting this in Geek Space TV, and everyone for being so supportive. Again, retweet, share the Seed and Spark. We can make this happen together. Year 2, Season 2 is going to be fantastic. So now, into the world of Ryuutama, one of the things that is fascinating about this to me is that the GM character, I will be playing a character with you. In the world of Ryuutama, travelers go from being a lowercase t traveler to an uppercase t traveler once in their lifetime. It is a cultural expectation that humans will go on a journey at some point in their existence. Doesn't mean how old, doesn't matter how young. There is an actual story of a king who once got up and said, it's a lovely day for an adventure, and just left his kingdom. And that's built into the actual universe where you're allowed to take, like, you're playing a character, so part of the spoilers, you're playing a farmer. When you leave, there is money allocated to your family to help maintain the farm in your absence or hire extra hands. It is a wonderfully weird world that is also shaped like a dragon's egg. There are 4 seasons on 4 parts of the eggs: spring, summer, fall, and winter. The dragons in Ryuutama, the 4 dragons, I'm representing the blue dragon today. My name will be Ori, the blue dragon. And I am very excited because I get to share the stories with the little dragons, the younger dragons. I get to feed them the adventurer's tales. Not literally. No literal feeding of the dragons. The dragons like words, they like stories, and they like adventure and friendship. So I'm excited to bring that to them. So without further ado, are we all ready to play?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Press start, please. Thank you. So the sun is out, and it's warm, and you hear kind of jingling, like it sounds like wind chimes through the air. We're going in almost through a window, and once we step into the window, we see a blue dragon fussing around with some papers, looking around for the right ones, pulling out, like, he's got an egg and a cup of coffee, and he's holding the egg and just kind of staring at it and drinking his caffeinated beverage. And he looks up at the camera, I guess. He looks up and says, "Oh, hi, hey, how you doing? I'm really excited. Thank you so much for stopping by, Little Dragons. I'm really excited to tell you this story. I want to introduce you to my favorite people in the world. These are people who I know you're gonna love. They care, and they try to do their best. So let's talk about them right now. There is 3 sleeping bags out in a dirt field. There are some trees surrounding it, but there's a clearing. All 3 of you are laying in this field. Without waking up, would you like to describe who you are and what you look like?
All right. So Lydia Flynn has a wool blanket that has been loomed with love. There are tears that have been repaired. It is a well-used sleeping bag, and it is large. It is a tall one, and there is one humanoid lump with a little pop of red hair sticking out the top, and then there is another lump that is just small, about the size, maybe 2 feet long and 1 foot wide. A little curl right around her stomach. Next to the sleeping bag, blankets, there is the set of clothes that had been washed after yesterday's adventure because it got a little bit messy, the travel. And it is a simple, jacket made of tough material that's been waxed to protect it from rain. So it's a little bit stiff and hard to move, but it is great for the outdoors. And a gray scarf is nicely folded on top because while dirty, Lydia would never chance to wash it in the river.
Speaking of the last adventure, you mentioned it got a little dirty. What, like how dirty did it get? Are you talking about like goo? Are you talking about like really rainy and mud?
I would say more of a dust.
Dust.
We are in a clearing full of dirt, and it isn't Lydia's fault. But there was a time where I think the party got covered in dirt.
So it definitely wasn't Lydia's fault. Wink. Or
Ja-
was it?
Lydia would argue it was not her fault.
Ori looks
There's
at the little
also-
dragons and is like,
A lot of like hoof prints, I think, in this clearing.
Yeah, a lot of little tiny
perhaps
footprints.
perhaps where there was a very small
a
stampede.
very small and adorable stampede. What kind of
But a dusty
animal?
one.
With like ducks?
No,
They're hoof prints.
They're
Hoof
hoofs.
prints. Well, ducks have hooves
Hoof
sometimes.
prints.
Depending on
Sometimes.
where you're at, what part of the region.
But that while the sun is just about to rise, you can see that sleeping bag start to move a little bit because she is an early riser compared to some of her companions.
I think it'll shift over to under the awning of a tree.
Okay.
And it'll begin on a branch where you see a pouch that is about 2 fistfuls, and it says, "Good stuff," and it has a date. And it goes a little bit to the right, and it says, "Good stuff?" Question mark. There's another one in the pouch that says, "Possibly poison. We'll check in 2 to 3 days." And last one, "Hopefully this will fix the dirt." As it shifts over, you see what was once a regal regalia of a soldier just hanging against a tree. And soft suds of bubbles are just rising out of it, glowing before popping in the wind. And as it shifts downwards, you see the body of a young man. He definitely is adolescence, but he's not quite old yet. In a pink onesie. And yet there's a beret on his head and a scarf on it. And as he snores, bubbles rise from his mouth. And as he dreams, he mutters, "Definitely not good medicine to ingest, but I feel cleaner." And it does seems he's not quite awake yet, but at the same time, he's been taking notes about the effects of what he's feeling right now.
That's very good. Dragons don't drink everything that's in a bottle next to you, just for future reference. These adventurers are trained travelers and they're ready to go.
The final like bedroll that we see is it's made of like I think compared to Lydia's, it's a much finer material. It's a much tighter weave, maybe a little bit more silky. It's still prepared for the outdoors, but it's kind of like the higher end of camping gear. And in it we see just kind of the like little tuft of curly hair. It's all braided up. It's sort of dark brown. And it's just the single shaft of sunlight hits their face, and we hear it, and she grabs this hat next to her and just sticks it on top of her face, and then buries further into the bedroll. And we sort of see like little glimpses of some bright blue scarves and things peeking out. And there's a fairly neat and orderly next to it. There's a pack. With it's all packed up. There's a tarp over it just in case, and we see just peeking out of it the head of some sort of stringed instrument that we don't necessarily recognize.
Okay.
And I think eventually she rolls back over and like takes the hat off as the sun is like continuing to stream into her face, and we see Anara. She has some brown skin and like little bits of freckles that you can just make out across them. She's not used to being in this much sun.
Oh, okay. So she's from maybe a colder, more
Yeah. So the
shady
freckles
climate?
are new,
Yeah.
but so she's just like, is it morning? No.
So this leads me perfectly into our first check. Now in Ryuutama, we have a thing called condition checks that we do at the beginning of every journey to see how we slept and to see how the day is going to go for us. So I'm going to have each of you roll me strength plus spirit, and your goal it's a level 1 difficulty, and you're going to try to beat. Well, just let me know what you have. And that's it. It is a nice spring day. There
So
are
strength and spirit.
Yes, strength and
That's
spirit.
a weird.
So-
both
it is
really
a-
good
oh.
and really bad at it.
So like Lydia uses a D8 because that's her strongest skill, and then a D6 because it's an approximate one for
Yeah,
strength.
and I have a D4 because I have 4 strength, but a D8 because I have 8 spirit. So.
The day is warm. It is nice. It is a comfortable temperature. It is cold enough that you don't get that you feel a little bit of a chill to you, but the sun is still reflecting off of the green leaves. You hear the birds chirping in the sky. You can even you think if you're laying close enough to the ground, you think you might be able to hear kind of a humming sound coming from the ants that are marching by. They're pretty small, but they're still pretty. They're about the size of like a fingernail. They're large enough. You don't want them on you, but they're singing a little tune as they're carrying through their colony. So how did
Do I
everyone-
add the numbers together?
Yes.
Okay, so I got 4.
4. Okay.
Did not do great.
So Anara got 4.
I got 10.
10. Okay, Tom Tom's doing great.
And I have 11, which means I can add one dice size to any one stat.
Yes, you can. So,
So do I mark that here on my condition? That's what my condition is. It's 4.
yes.
Okay.
So you get a +1. Flynn gets a +1 condition for until the end of this adventure.
And I think I'm going to add that to my dexterity. I'm going to be very mobile. I can. Flynn wakes up and reaches tall, just jumping, being like, "Morning, y'all! Let's do this today."
Is your friend with you?
Yeah. As soon as Lydia pops up, there is a little like fumbling in the bedroll, and then out pops the head of a baby goat.
Meh.
The goat is.
I will now play the baby goat.
Please, I want everyone to play the baby goat.
It is eating something.
Frisbee is currently chewing on the edge of Flynn's shirt, which has little crunchy marks already.
Goat teeth marks?
Yeah. Frisbee the goat is pretty much a baby goat, like maybe a month or 2 months.
Oh, like so very, very young.
Yeah.
So when you took Frisbee on this journey with you, like was it to nourish Frisbee, or what was the connection with Frisbee?
Did you find Frisbee?
No, because Lydia is on a journey to find a new goat for the Flynn goat farm. And Frisbee was a connection she just, right before her journey, a goat was born, which is kind of it's a celebration, and it was kind of a sign. So she delayed her adventure just a couple until the goat was able to leave its mother, and then they're on an adventure.
I like that. That's wonderful. So you do get a +1. You're feeling refreshed. You hear the birds, and it does not make your stomach nauseous like it might make some people's. How about you, Tom Tom?
So, Tom Tom hears the goat mew, and there's a groan, and soapy but fulfilling. Sits up, and then reaches over and touches his uniform, and suddenly the screen goes black, and you see a paper doll of him, and as it drags over his suit, and then the screen goes away, and suddenly he's fully dressed again
Oh, wow.
and standing.
Outstanding.
What a lovely day.
So for you, it is. Are you from this region, the spring region?
No, I'm actually closer to the winter and fall region, but I've been traveling for quite a while.
Okay.
Unfortunately, where I've traveled to hasn't had the medicine I've been searching for.
Okay.
The great medicines, at least. They've been wonderful medicines.
So
Many types of medicines.
you are currently looking for the great medicine, the
4 great medicines, in fact.
Oh.
Yes, of the mind, of the body, of the soul, and of the song. Those are the only things I know of that can repair the damage that we have caused in my hometown.
That's a wonderful reason for journeying.
Yeah, and along the way I met wonderful people. And I've learned quite a lot of lessons. For example, spears can also be used for, holding bags, for pushing away goats from eating bad medicine.
True.
And good medicine.
Yeah, it's okay. They can take it as long as it's small doses.
And over here, you rolled a 4.
A 4.
Which is not a critical failure.
Nope.
What? So now you are a little bit. It seems like this is not your region. You're a little out of your.
We're
not necessarily-
in spring, right?
We're in spring.
Yeah. Spring is more energetic
Mm.
in the mornings. than Anara is used to.
Bugs flying by
Yeah,
your
there's
face. It's kind of a buzz in
she's
the
got
air of life.
There's just there's a longer the days are longer.
Yeah.
You spend less time like curled up with a good book. But also I think she's young and less experienced. Like she hasn't been on the road for as long, so sleeping on the ground is difficult. She's not used to it.
Are any of your, because it is sleeping on the ground, and you're known, she is known for, or she's known a lot of comfort.
Yes,
in her life.
She's
So
grown up with a lot of
are there like, are you a little, like, is your back a little sore? How are your knees feeling?
I think it's that this is something that if you haven't done a lot of ground sleeping, you wouldn't expect this, that the ground is actually very cold and like saps all of your heat. And so even though she's used to being from somewhere cold, she's still one of those people that like likes to be bundled up and warm, and so she wears a lot of layers and just because you're used to somewhere cold doesn't mean you enjoy it. You go inside during the cold. That's what inside is
you don't
for.
say inside. Yeah, that's what inside is for.
Inside is for when it is cold outside. And so she's not used to, she wasn't expecting it, so I think she just didn't sleep well. Like, it was a lot of tossing and turning, and it wasn't until the morning, and then the sun rudely gets in her eyes, and so it was a night of fitful sleeping and very little rest.
Did you have any nightmares or even good dreams that might balance this out?
She just never really fell asleep long enough.
So it was kind of just tossing and turning on the hard, cold ground.
She did get to enjoy the moonrise.
The what?
The moonrise.
The moonrise. That must have been
quite
nice.
beautiful.
Okay, so that's a nice kind of little balance. Did you happen to see any of the werecrows?
She heard them.
She heard them? Yeah. They tend to sit in the area and just go, snack, snack. They're looking. They hunt at night for snacks. It's one of the,
she
especially in
heard.
this. Okay, did you happen to hear it or any dreams?
I think there was a dream that TomTom had.
Yeah.
Where a giant werecrow was chasing him around, and no matter how many jelly donuts, because for some reason it was a jelly donut
Yeah.
he gave, they just got bigger and wanted bigger jelly donuts. And he's not bigger.
Snack. You know that old saying, if you give a werecrow a jelly donut,
They become
They'll
bigger
want to eat
were-
your head.
they will want to eat your head. Werecrows are actually very dangerous. They turn from regular crows into bigger crows.
Yeah. Well, because if you think about it, your head is basically a jelly donut.
Yeah.
And while
That's actually that's now canon.
listen, while city folk might be a little bit frightened of some old werecrows, you keep a fire going, they're not gonna go near. You put your trash away, they're not gonna approach. We'll all be fine.
They're not bears. They don't
No.
go through your stuff.
Yeah.
So you are a little more hardy. You're feeling nice and fresh.
Yeah.
There is a pot of food cooking that you kind of left simmering overnight, like a little pot of like chili or some kind of nice thick hearty meal.
Breakfast chili.
If you want to, feel free to participate in the chili. What is this area? Are there some rocks sitting around like a campfire where you can sit down?
I would think so. And there's probably a slight defensive perimeter, just because of my old days.
Yeah.
But it's not. There's no weapons or anything like that. It's just a little pit so that people will fall over. If you can.
Ori makes a quick point to like write a piece of paper. He used to be a soldier.
But yeah, inside is now, instead of being like rocks or spikes or anything like that, it's just a bunch of old dry leaves, so it makes a lot of noise if they fall just a little bit in.
Perfect. So feel free. Hang out with each other.
Anara is definitely the last one to wake up, and so I think the two of you will have time to talk, and she'll just make a lot of like, do you have to be so loud?
This coffee will refresh you. It is delicious. It gets you to a good start of the day.
So you smell this.
Y'all
this
gonna
wonderful,
miss it.
There's almost a wafting scent line kind of going over to you, curling around your head, swirling around your head, goes up, over, and down into your nose.
She just takes the hat off and sits up. Coffee me.
It's my turn. Like, just pours a glass, and there's one, like, we all have our own traveling cups. Like, mine is more, I would say, like, I think, much like my jacket, it's like a wax lined, so it can fold flat. It's more like a pouch that you can put coffee in. And I assume your character has a nice metal or ceramic traveling cup.
I think it's. I'm imagining like the context. Like metal, I feel like doesn't seem as common here, so I'd almost say it's probably wood, like a beautifully turned wood cup.
So Flynn goes over and finds the wood cup and pours a cup of coffee and takes it over. And there's a little like the frisbee the goat is just kind of like bouncing around, is left the lap and kind of like nom-nomming on some small things nearby.
I had a mighty interesting dream, I would say. Not dreadful because we're alive, but
Y'all.
there was a crow, except the crow was big, and then I wanted donuts.
Oh, you heard the werecrows?
That's what they're called. I thought they were just called big giant crows that want to eat you.
No, because they start out as smaller crows and then they become larger crows that want to eat you.
So where does where come in?
Because they change.
Oh,
Y'all give a werecrow what it truly desires. It gets big and it demands more of it. Yours must have been. Yours must have been.
is that your
Is that a
girlfriend?
cat?
No.
You hear something in the woods, not too far away. It is a very weird sound. It sounds like someone might be in trouble, but I don't know. It also could be danger because the world is not 100% safe because you have werecrows that might want to eat your jelly donuts, and by that I mean your head.
That we should investigate.
Yeah. Y'all wake up, pack up. We're gonna go check it out.
Do you want me to come with you, or should I just pack up the camp?
How awake are you?
I can be awake. I just don't want to be, but I can.
Then
She
join us.
looks indignantly at you and like puts her hands on her hips.
There could be danger.
There could be a song.
Well, then clearly you need my help.
So as
Like
Flynn,
rolls up everything, shoves it in her bag. Except she doesn't take a lot of care with it. It's just like stuff.
Just to kind of like Katamari Damacy, like roll around the
Yeah.
camp, collect it all, and then put it in
And
the
then-
bag.
Tilts her hat slightly. All right, let's go.
One moment, please. Tom Tom walks to the tree and touches it, and the scene goes black again, and there's boxes of things, and you see it go from tree to inventory, and it goes away. Let us go.
Flynn takes a little bit more. She does the full swoop and like has a tie, ties it, and it fits. And has to scoop up frisbee, which takes longer than you'd think. That's probably most of it. Exactly.
Is frisbee like dodging your grabbing?
And then frisbee follows you to the tree and starts just walking up the side of the tree, and then Flynn has to jump to get frisbee.
Here, I have an idea. Frisbee, and Tom Tom pulls out a small metal cup that's half size of his, pours a little coffee, and holds it out for Frisbee.
Ow, ow.
Yeah.
Frisbee, I would like to imagine that Frisbee just bites the cup and just kind of pours the all of the coffee all over him. Is it him?
Yeah, I think so.
Himself.
Yeah.
And I would hope so because you're a goat farmer. I would hope that you would know. The goat is now covered in coffee. It's just kind of like.
Yeah. And then it's easier to put on the shoulder and just.
Do you investigate the crime?
Oh, yes.
So you wander into the woods, and you pass a couple bushes. There's some of the raspberry bushes. Avoid those. They have a lot of thorns, and they are very deadly. So in this world, a lot of the vegetation is a little bit bigger. So the raspberries are probably about the size of a human head or a jelly-filled donut. Pretty large. So you walk around the dark barbs of the thorn, and you see sitting on a stump, kind of surrounded by this like really heavily like bushy woody area. You see a small 2-foot tall white Kuniko Goblin. Any of you who have experienced this creature before, who've traveled the world a lot, a Kuniko Goblin is not necessarily a goblin. It is just a cat that has anthropomorphic qualities. This one is sitting there. He is sitting there, all white fur, a little tuft, a little dirty, wearing some blue overalls that are kind of torn up, and surrounding him is a gear bag that's just open, and all of his stuff is out of it. And he's holding a gigantic 12-pack carton of eggs that is empty. and just.
Excuse me. Fin Goblin.
Oh, don't, did you steal from me?
No, but if I did, I probably would not say. No, don't cry. Here.
Tears are just streaming out, like slowly creating like a small river towards you guys, kind of passing through Frisbee's legs. Just tears pouring out of.
Y'all, if we leave quickly,
No.
then we don't have to.
No, we should help. Do you need some help? Can we help? What happened to your eggs?
I just closed my eyes for a minute and everything was gone. Hi, I'm sorry, I'm so rude. My name is Biscuits. I am a Kuniko Goblin. You guys probably know that. I don't need to explain that. I always do this thing where I over-explain myself. I was brought here. I was told to come here by the king. The king needs an egg.
King?
King Broccoli. He runs the
Do
steamy
I know
kingdom.
who King Broccoli is?
I would think because of your mysterious past, you would know. You would have heard of King Broccoli.
I have knowledge of tradition.
Okay, well,
So
you would definitely know that King Broccoli is the steamy ruler of the spring zone.
Mm-hmm.
So King Broccoli is known for not being particularly likable, not necessarily brutal, but not a nice man. He has a son. And you know that there is some royal turmoil happening, but that's about it. That's just through your basic knowledge of royalty.
Mm-hmm.
Biscuits is he's just holding this carton of eggs and just holding it upside down, shaking it, like just digging through his bag. It's like I was told to come here. The eggs. I need to collect the special eggs for the king's ramen. The king needs his ramen. Oh.
Okay. I mean, I know King Broccoli can be a bit.
Tasty.
Yes, a bit of a brassicus.
Big word, brassicus.
Brassicus. I don't know what that means. All I know is that he might kill me or worse,
Bitter.
not pay me.
Bitter and tough.
I don't know what to do.
Well, did you have the eggs?
I had them. I literally had them. I grabbed them. I went to the field. I followed the map, and I put them in the carton, and I just rested my eyes for like maybe a minute, and then all of my gear is gone. All of the eggs are gone, and I don't know what to do. I need money. I gotta get gold. I need gold.
Okay, what type of eggs were they?
They were just really big eggs. They were about a foot tallish.
From what type of creature?
I don't know.
Where did you find them?
I think it was, and Biscuits is kind of like just generally pointing in various directions.
Like 5 different directions.
All right. How many do y'all need?
I need at least 12. All I have is this one right here, and Biscuits pulls out a very small egg. It looks almost like a normal size egg, but he was just saving it for a snack. I was gonna eat this on the journey back, but now I'm worried. This is too small. The king will not like this. It's for a very special event. It is for his son's birthday, and he said if he doesn't get this ramen, I won't get paid, and I need to get paid because I need to buy birthday presents.
For the king's son.
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, is there any way you'll help me?
Isn't that what travelers do?
Sometimes. I've heard travelers sometimes do not nice things. 1 second, please. We
Yeah.
need to do this thing called a huddle.
Okay, I'm gonna come over here and just kind of curl into a ball and stress out. And Biscuits just kind of wraps his arms around his legs and just falls over and just starts rocking back and forth.
Lydia, do you know about giant eggs?
I mean, yeah. I'm from Spring.
You know that eggs exist. You're not necessarily clear on what
You're
exactly.
aware of the concept
Yeah.
of eggs.
Okay. Y'all, 1 foot size eggs is gonna have a 12-foot size beast laying them. So
Right.
it's not this little. I don't think this little kitty cat got any of them.
Oh,
So
You
let's
think he's
help
just
him out.
lying to us? Why would you do such a thing?
I can hear you. I'm not lying. I promise. I had the eggs.
alright, let's try inside voice. So if they're eggs and someone took them, there will be tracks.
Oh, true. Yes.
Ah.
We could just find the person that stole them rather than deal with the 12-foot lay-egger.
Yeah.
I have animal tracking. Can I use that to see if there's footprints?
There are one of the issues is that there's not a lot of footprints. The ground is not quite wet. It hasn't rained. There is a little bit of grass there, so you can kind of see some footprints. You can see some small. It's not. You can see the small indentations of the ground, but it's kind of hard to tell based off the grass and. Also, there's been a lot of people moving through. There's a lot of travel, so you might be able to track if it comes down to that.
Okay, so I could, if we decided to follow those, y'all, I might be able to take us in the right direction of this egg bandit, but we're not talking to you yet.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just really nervous and excited.
So that we could do. I do like Inara's plan. Inara's.
Then why not? We have time. I honestly don't think we'll get to where we're going in. And then Tom pulls out a scroll from his jacket and unfurls it, and it's about 10 or 12 feet long. And it's just a map that's going on. And at the very end is where we and see you are here in a little tape note and nothing beyond. At least a few days from where we're going. We could take a deviation, a side quest, as it were.
We should help the citizen. Also, I think if the king doesn't get his ramen, that could be bad for the king, the steamy kingdom.
This.
The steamy, streamy spring kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
Is that why I was having dreamy?
Y'all know it.
You when you say if the king doesn't get his ramen, you just kind of hear Biscuits whisper, "The king needs his ramen."
Okay. We will help the little biscuits. We'll be... You're listening, aren't you?
You
You
know
want to
what?
just come into the huddle?
Okay.
I think he needs us.
But Biscuits kind of like you all are a little bit taller, so Biscuits kind of just comes like kind of crawls in and just. I am very tired. Does anyone have a shoulder I can sleep on?
Sure.
Biscuits just kind of crawls up and
Other
wraps
side,
around-
not the scarf.
Okay.
Unless you need a blanket. Do you need a blanket?
I'm pretty good. I'm pretty fuzzy. Biscuits is like now on your shoulder, like a little bit like this. Big eyes, just kind of like staring at you. Thank you so much all for helping me. I don't know what I would have done without you guys.
Probably started an internal war?
Oh, definitely. I probably would have cried a little bit, and then I would have had to. Yeah, I really appreciate this because if I don't get this to the king, then he's not gonna be a reference on my resumes, and kings make great references.
What's the
They
resume?
do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Here. Biscuits reaches into his pocket and pulls out 3 separate, distinct resumes and hands them to you all, and also hands one down to Frisbee, who
He
eats
eats
it.
it.
Yeah. If you see anyone who's looking for to hire a Kuniko Goblin, I know people don't tend to like hiring us for goods and services, but I would gladly do it. I'm looking for work. Got to make that gold.
Okay.
Fantastic.
So, where are we going?
I think with that,
Inara looks expectantly at Lydia.
Lydia Flynn will like get down and like kind of like just from the ground level try to see tracks.
Do you just like get down? On
Yeah, and try to see like where is it most crunched down because this is a recent thing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Unless you've been crying for like 8 hours. So
We probably would have heard that.
Yeah, you would have heard it soon. He just woke up.
So we only sleep for 1 minute. Animal tracking is strength plus intelligence. And my farming ability allows me to take a side job in somebody else's skill, so I have a -1 to that.
What is your int?
My int is 4.
Who has the highest int here?
Well,
Whoa.
I have 8.
I also have 8.
Oh,
I
okay.
figured.
Okay, so if you want to roll that, I'm actually gonna let you. Because we're gonna do a. Yeah, go ahead, do that.
Okay. And I got a 6.
You got a 6. So you do see what appears to be tiny holes in the ground. It looks like something maybe an insect made, roughly the size of maybe like a pencil being pushed into the ground. It doesn't look. They kind of go off in all directions. If you were to climb to a higher vantage point, you might be able to see that there are just tiny little holes in between the blades of grass, just kind of around. Now, at this moment, I would like one of you who has the highest int to roll int plus int to do a travel check to see if we can actually get to where we need to go.
Would you like to, or do you want me to?
I can do it.
What?
Oh, this is a direction check?
7
It's a travel check.
plus...
Travel check.
Oh,
is
sorry, strength first deck.
and
Sorry,
dex.
strength and
Strength
dex.
dex. All right.
Okay, so
My
we
bad, sorry.
So
I'm learning.
So the travel check just decides if we can get there, and then the direction
Yeah,
check.
we'll worry about that when we get to
Okay.
that. Yeah.
9.
9. Okay. So plus strength is, that was a level 6. We are good. So despite, it's a beautiful sunny day out, so it's not that difficult to get where you're needing to go. You, thanks to Lydia Flynn's tracking ability, we can kind of see a rough direction where the majority of the footprints or holes in the ground go off to. And you are now currently pretty clear that you're going down the right path. Biscuits recalls that there are some trees that he was scratching on, so you can see some claw marks. There are lots of lizards running around your feet, weirdly.
Do they eat flies?
Huh?
Do they eat flies?
No, they fly themselves. They have wings. They're running around, and occasionally, if you get too close to one, it'll just go and go up onto a tree, and then back up there. You can kind of hear like a low vibration, and oddly enough, you're hearing some like, which is not a sound that you're super familiar with. It sounds like cooing, but you're not really clear on where that's coming from. As you're walking down the path, Biscuits reaches into his pocket and starts grabbing starts grabbing the little egg that he had been saving for a while, and you pulling it, like shining it, dusting it off, and getting ready. So, how do you guys know each other?
That's an interesting story. It starts with me being in jail.
Oh,
Yeah.
do you want to talk about that, or
Why not?
yeah?
I come from the Winterlands.
Oh.
The Winterlands are not always the nicest place, and when I was home from,
No, they're not.
sometimes there's conflict between man and man and nature. And where I'm from, we're not the nicest people in the world, and we
Oh.
were trying to expand, and there was a war. And that's why I'm out here. But my uniform is not necessarily friendly where I come from, which is why I wear the scarf and the hat. I gave up the sword.
You're so good at being in disguise.
I don't need a disguise. I am who I am.
He's on the ground.
What? But I went across a village when I was in my travels, and they thought that I was a scout, and they put me in jail, and then I needed a representative to get me out, because I'm good with plants, I'm not so good with people.
Oh.
So I happened to be traveling through the town, on the edge of the Winterlands. I was on my way to begin my travels with a capital T, and well, I saw them drag him and put him in jail, and I felt a little bad about that because the conflict may or may not be related to my family. So I volunteered to get him out of said jail through lots of possibly lying. Depends on how you look at those things.
Biscuits is now crawling up Tom Tom's shoulders and like sitting on top of Tom Tom's. Biscuits is still pretty big; it's about 2 feet tall, but very. You know how cats can kind of curl up and just kind of like really like snuggle up and curl, just like listening to your story.
So then the two of us were wandering, and we got kind of lost.
I call it purposefully whimsical.
No, I definitely would call it lost.
Okay.
And that's when we ran into Lydia. We were also at the time fighting. Well, we got into a conflict with a lizard, might be one way to describe it, but it did also have a tail, sort of like a lion. It was a lot of things going on with that creature.
Oh, the Wind Chimera.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that one. And Lydia met us there. Well,
I'm also on my journey, and wouldn't you know it, I was attacking the tail, they were attacking the head, and we worked together on that one.
It's a very long creature, so we actually didn't know at first that we were both fighting the same thing.
Oh, interesting.
It was curled around about half a mountain.
I've only ever read about it. I didn't know they get that big. That's incredible.
This one was very long. Okay.
Probably should have known because all the creatures were running away. I thought it was just like, migration season.
You walked basically into its mouth before we realized.
It
We
was-
thought they were just stalactites and stalagmites. It was not a cave, it was a mouth. Hello?
You can just kind of hear that up in the trees, it seems like. At this moment, listening to your story, Biscuits is about to crack open this egg to eat it.
Where did you get that from?
The same egg patch that I got these from.
Which was...
Think it's that way?
Do you know what creature's egg that is?
Biscuits goes to crack it on top of Tom Tom's head.
Maybe...
And that moment, right before it goes to crack, you just hear...
Maybe don't crack the egg! Don't crack
and
the egg!
sticks and rocks and tiny pebbles are being hurled at you from all directions. Bouncing off of, like, it's not, they don't hurt that much, it's more of a minor nuisance. They are very tiny, this is very, again, tiny sticks and tiny pebbles just being...
I don't like it, so I think Lydia's gonna do the confirm the goats there and just kind of run.
Do you join her in running?
Yes, she's the one who's directing us! Lydia!
You, as you're running through this woods, you hear, and Lydia goes first. She takes a step, but there's a sudden dip in the hill,
Oh, no.
and she goes tumbling down, as well as all of you, rolling down the hill and finding your way at the bottom. You're all kind of just sitting there with Biscuits in front, laying there, and surrounded on all sides are like these 1 foot tall eggs with really tiny arms and really tiny legs. They're just kind of, they have 2 eyes that look like screws, and they have just their tongue just sticking out of their mouth like that. And they're just going,
Mr. Biscuit.
Honora takes Biscuits and picks him up by the scruff. What did you not tell us?
I don't know. I've never seen these before in my life. Okay. So the king told me to come here. They said there might be some technical difficulties, but I don't know anything about this. I'm just literally hired. I'm a freelance. I do freelance. I'm not.
Did you not ask for the details of your contract?
I didn't know. I'm a little goblin. I'm only a year old.
Teach you about contracts. What else did he tell you? Did you know they were alive when you took their eggs?
This is news to me. At this point, the egg is still in Biscuit's hand, and they are they're.
Give them back their egg!
Biscuits goes to like hurl the egg. He's like, oh no. Tries to go set it down, but it will not. It literally will not come out of his hand. It is just a regular egg stuck to his hand. It is not coming up. I don't know what to do. And at this point, the eggs, which are called, they're, by the way, for everyone, they're called walking eggs. You've heard of these, but you thought that they were just a myth. These 1 foot tall eggs with stick arms and stick legs just start slowly waddling over to you.
Biscuit's behind you. Protect him. I will go in the front.
Y'all, I think we're gonna make some.
That is not good.
And the eggs start waddling a little faster, but one of them falls, and then another one falls over it, and then they all kind of domino trip over each other, and they're just struggling to get up off of the ground. They're having a little of a hard time, and then you see, surrounding the little 1 foot tall eggs that are now rolling on the ground, you see these 2 foot tall, slightly more buff arms and legs eggs.
Did you
are
just summon reinforcements?
They're just they sprint over, and they're just sprinting in a circle, protecting the seemingly protecting the little eggs that cannot stand up on their own 2 legs. And they're running around, but you can see that their eyes are a little more intense. They're a little more pointed. They're a little more scary. They do not stop running, but they keep turning their bodies to kind of look at you.
Anara's gonna try and take the egg out of Biscuit's hand while still holding him.
Okay. It comes out of his hand pretty easily. You have it now, but it's stuck to yours.
She's gonna
Ooh!
reach out and hold her hand out.
No, that might not be a good idea.
Well, they clearly want it.
The egg rolls up your arm and balances perfectly on the top of your head.
Well, that's not what I want.
They might think you are the one that's stealing the... No.
Guard the yokelings! The agents of the Long One shan't take more from us! You see the bushes rustle, and out from the bushes jumps this large for a raccoon that atop it is a buffer 3-foot tall egg with the ability to speak. He jumps out, and by jumps out dramatically, I mean he's 3 feet tall and riding a raccoon, so the raccoon's it's a little bit older. It's like, and just kind of slowly waddles out to you and points at all of you. Leave them alone! Can't you see they are but children? Why must you have such darkness in your shell to let the evil one into your heart?
Hi.
Yes?
Do you want it back? It's stuck.
What's stuck?
This one.
It is not on your head anymore.
Oh. Is it anywhere else on my body?
Dangling down your hat, you see a small arm and a little tiny egg. It's about a regular sized egg. It is a very young yokeling. It is dangling from you and just kind of looking at you with its tongue and trying to hug you with the other arm.
She does that thing that, you do with, spiders when they're crawling on your arm and just, puts a finger out.
It grabs on one and then drops, but grabs its foot, so it's just kind of hanging upside down and reaching out for a hug. You return the yokeling.
Well, yes.
But you're with the cat.
We're pleading ignorance on this one.
So Biscuits runs over and kind of lets the egg fall into his hand and brings it over to the 3-foot tall egg riding on top of the very done and very over it raccoon. Hands the egg to him. I'm so sorry. I had no idea. I was sent here by the king. At which point the egg, the 3-foot tall egg looks at you. So you aren't with the Long One.
What the fuck?
Oh, excuse me. There are yokelings.
I'm so sorry. What the hell is a long one?
So you do not know of the chaos the Long One has caused us.
We are but travelers. We are not from this land.
With a capital T.
Oh my. Oh, this is good news. We do not. Everyone, stand down, and then the running eggs just kind of are they stop running, but they still have to move their arms and legs they really can't stop moving their arms and legs. But they're trying to balance up all of the younglings, put them back in in rows so they can just kind of be themselves and be normal. But they're just the yokelings are really these young eggs. The 1-foot tall walking eggs are essentially the children of this tribe, of this group. So the egg gets off the raccoon, and the raccoon just is and just kind of waddles off. Says, "Hello, it's a pleasure to meet you, travelers. My name is Goulet, the leader of this group." And he reaches out his very buff and very small 3-foot egg arm.
Hi, I'm Tom Tom.
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 A wonderful name.
Lydia Flynn.
Lydia Flynn. And is this your child?
Nah.
Gestures to Frisbee the goat.
This is Frisbee. He's on an adventure. Don't eat him.
I would never dare eat him. I am a vegetarian.
All right.
One thing you'll notice is this egg doesn't seem to have a mouth, so there's a little bit of a muffled quality to it. And you are? Anara. Interesting.
It's not yet noon. She'll be better in an hour or two.
I apologize for this. Can I get you any beverages? We have eggnog.
I'm all right.
What's it made of?
Liquor.
But my language is a problem. You're just gonna serve alcohol to everyone.
I don't know.
I would love to have some of your local beverage. That's
So liquor to the egg, the walking eggs and the eggs, the running eggs and the writing eggs. The liquor is actually it's a very thick syrup that is it tastes almost like juniper berries. There's no actual alcoholic properties to it. It is a thick
clear.
syrup.
Are there eggs in it?
No, it is yellow, and I don't know why.
Is it like a sap?
It's almost sap.
Have fun with that.
So one of the running eggs walks over and pours it. It just like drips slowly into a small cup. Any other takers?
No, thank you.
Y'all keep that, thank ya.
I apologize for me and my family. We were concerned. You realize we lost almost a baker's dozen of our children.
So
we
12.
don't.
Well, I
13.
would say 13.
Then that's actually.
Oh, the baker's dozen is. Never mind. Never mind.
Hey, what is this small adventurer?
This is a goat.
Ah.
That is a goat.
Yeah?
A baby one.
So you hear, "Woo, woo, 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 woo," and everyone's talking. All the little you hear, "Woo, go 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 go." Quiet. We can't let them know. Yet.
You spoke that loud enough so that we could hear it.
Oh my gosh. I mean, welcome to our.
So why y'all interested in goats?
What she said.
Well, there is a prophecy.
Alright.
There's always a prophecy.
Dum, da-da-da-dum, da-da-da-dum, dum.
That we believe that goat may be the goat of destiny. He of cloven hoof destined to bring balance to the great yoke and defeat the long one. The long one has been a plague.
What is the long one?
Have you not? Are you unfamiliar with the long one?
Yes,
Yes, we just said
we
that.
went over this already.
I apologize. I am but a humble writing egg. When I am not atop my noble steed, I have a hard time hearing. I'm hard-shelled.
So, how's just sitting on a raccoon make
What?
you better?
Hold on, raccoon! And snaps his fingers, and the raccoon's like, oh my gosh. Doesn't say that, but you can kind of get a vibe. The raccoon's like, I'm a little done with this. Kind of waddles over and gets back up. Now he's at a higher level and can hear you a little bit better. Yes, continue.
Never mind. It's not important to the exposition, but go on. So, Destiny, what is a long one?
The long one. The slippery and sly who has been picking off our village for the last month. Has been eating and stealing our children.
Nara immediately looks at biscuits.
Not me. I just got here. I don't know. I'm so sorry.
So why did... And she's like talking to biscuits. Why did King Broccoli send you for these eggs then?
I don't know. They're supposed to be special and have some kind of magical... Yes, we have been long hunted by the royalty for our special insides. Our insides... This is Goulet the egg speaking. Our special insides, occasionally, especially the younger ones, can grant wishes. People have hunted us for centuries, but now we have found peace here in the Springland. It seems that King Broccoli has learned of us.
And then y'all be fighting this long thing. What if we cut up that long thing and put it in King's soup? Think you'd be okay with that?
I don't know. The king needs his ramen, so I really unsure.
I mean, I think the king needs ramen is an allegory for something because if it grants its wish, that's a little powerful. You can get things like power, you can get money.
King has all that. He can eat some long one ramen.
Yeah, but the thing about power is they usually want more once you have it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, unfortunately. But luckily we have carved a place out here, and you can kind of see now that you're looking, you see that there are almost like I forgot the name, like it was a monoculture, like crop size, where it's just a bunch of like rows where the eggs can sit in. They're like little dirt nests for the egg to live in. The spots where the eggs are no longer sitting, they're small holes. They can burrow into the ground. They have a whole underground kind of. It looks a little more homey now that you're not being attacked by cooing giant eggs.
Mm-hmm.
It is a bit of a place of safety. You can still hear some of the running eggs mention that the go. Goulet, fetch the scroll quick, and the running eggs, all of them run off as the babies are kind of in their place. The baby that is the little tiniest one is still trying to waddle back over to you.
She puts it in a hole.
It's just no. A dragonfly kind of flies over to and lands on top of the little egg, and the little egg just.
Unexpected.
I guess only the adults are vegetarians.
just kind of looking at you guys with like.
Yeah. So what is this?
Frisbee,
What is this prophecy? Oh yeah, no. Frisbee's staying in my
the
house.
scroll comes up. It said that using the goat stone can defeat the long one. This is not the right prophecy. No, it is the goat stone prophecy. Yes, okay, it's the right prophecy. Reads the prophecy, and you as he's about to hand it over to you guys to look, the raccoon is slowly making its way over with a sheet, kind of a I want to say it's printed. It looks like it's like hand printed on eggshell. Like on its broken comrades.
That's dark.
It's a little sad.
Yeah.
But hey,
Ramen.
don't take the king needs his ramen. So at this moment you kind of hear a crackling sound. The ground shakes and rumbles a little bit, and some of the eggs kind of tip out of their spot. You hear. It's almost like air is being released from some giant like bubble or balloon. The sky gets a little bit darker. There is
Oh, good, it's nighttime.
this. You can take off your hat. It is categorically not nighttime, but it is darker. It is noticeably darker here.
Mr. Gorak?
Scatter! And then the eggs, the running eggs and Goulet grab the younglings and run them into a small cave. And they kind of roll the younglings in an with an egg-shaped boulder in front of this cave. Like, he is near. Can we borrow your goat?
The
Nah.
long one.
But
Hey,
I-
how about the youngest one in the hole?
Oh, the youngest one is still out. And creeping over to it, you can just see kind of like a space. Like the dirt is moving.
Oh, for crying out
Oh,
loud.
oh.
And just like picks him up, puts him on her hat. Ah!
And it just like it's,
You live here now.
It's just kind of like suckling on like the rim of your hat, and
Don't eat my hat.
it listens.
Thank you.
Listens.
All right, y'all. You can't have my goat, but you can't have my axe. And I think Flynn pulls out her like her. It looked like it was a wood cutting axe, but like 2 sizes too large. So it's just wood handle, like big, like stone metal blade that's been carved out.
So when you pull out this axe, one of the running eggs runs over to you and gives you this stone. In a time of trouble, yell goat stone. It will imbue your goat with the power. Goulet hands it over and walks away.
How big is this goat stone?
Oh,
Like,
it's
is it just a
pretty
rock,
big. Like
or-
it's just a rock that is roughly in the shape of a goat. That is all it
Oh.
is. It is made of maybe kind of a. It looks like it might be igneous rock, so kind of like formed from lava. Lots of little holes and pockets. Very similar to this, but is in the shape
Like
of a goat.
pumice.
Yeah, like pumice.
You could exfoliate with it.
Yes, it is a goat stone. It's good for many a thing.
Exfoliating goat.
You do have access. This side of the room does have access to the property. You have an egg on your head, so you
Yeah.
can't really read the prophecy. You now have the prophecy, but around your legs, you can feel something touching you. You can't see it, all of you. Like wherever you are, you can feel something up against your leg. It is not there. The dirt nearby you is moving.
Is it invisible?
At this moment, the earth rumbles for the longest and loudest time. The sky turns a dark, dark blue. And not like it's dark outside, the world around you is now blue. Everything, the shading, the tinting, blue. And Goulet, atop his raccoon, is taken off, and you just see the raccoon getting knocked over and Goulet being dragged into the woods. And you see the dirt kicked up all around. Run! Protect the younglings! You have to! You have to! And dragged away, gone. You see a tree fall around you, another tree falls, another tree falls, another tree falls, and you see now the egg-shaped boulder in the cave being slowly pushed to the side. What do you do?
Without thinking, Tom reaches behind his back and pulls out what looked to be kind of walking stick with a really elaborate fabric on top and pulls it out, and is a gleaming spearhead. And this, like, almost out of reflex, like he's remembering his old war days, just hefts it and then throws it like a javelin.
Okay. I will say without rolling, because we're going to go into initiative checks in a second. Without rolling, you hit the boulder at just the right spot. And you swear you see two bright, glowing purple eyes look at you. Materialize slowly, you can see an outline. The eyes start forming. You can now see the socket that the eyes are attached to. You can see the face take shape. You can see this kind of curved structure. And you can see the open, gaping maw full of venomous fangs. There is a 40-foot anaconda now seeming to appear right in front of you.
Long one.
All right, y'all.
Oh, I get it now.
I thought it was a snake.
I was thinking of, like, long pig.
Goulet crawls out of the woods, a crack, not really, like with a little bit of goo, but nothing too bad, cracked and just crawling. You have to help. We need the sacred goat.
All right. Da-da-da.
So I'm guessing Frisbee just like so one of the goats just one of the egg just kind of walks over
Sorry.
like Frisbee come.
No.
No, you okay? Then you got it. So let's all roll for initiative. Now initiative is going to be dexterity versus intelligence.
Dexterity and intelligence.
Yeah.
Okay, so we roll both those, right?
Yes, please.
Oh, luckily I boosted my dexterity.
Oh yeah, and boost my int. So is that a
And-
die roll up, or is it just +1 to the final roll?
I think it's a die up, right? You increase your die, or
Yeah, so
yeah, it says add one dice size.
Oh, okay. So it's
Wow,
now
my
18.
D8s are rolling terribly.
Oh, no,
But my
what'd you get?
D4s are rolling great, so I got 5.
5. Okay.
I got 7.
I got 9.
5, 7, 9, and yes. So AJ, you're going to be going first.
So how far away is this anaconda?
I would say probably it is. It is probably the head of the anaconda is about 15 feet away from you. The tail of the anaconda, that's another question.
Oh.
Because part of it's still invisible.
I have an idea.
So the screen goes.
So Tom, this you see flourishes, and suddenly out of nowhere, the scarf begins to flow in the wind, even though there is no wind going on. Because this is fight mode. This whoosh, and this fight stance like this, and I pull out what looks like a bunch of pouches of medicine, which it is, and you see me cycle through. It's like ding, 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 ding. I look for the one that's most colorful, and I'll throw it. Just to try to get a gauge of how long it is.
Oh, so like trying to make a powder?
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
just-
Long
So
one.
it's kind of got this like a
Like a
powdery,
chalky, yeah.
So it goes across, and luckily there is a wind that kind of carries, and you can see it kind of scatters. It is revealed that the tail is actually right around your leg,
Oh,
not touching you yet, but is gonna. It wants a snack. It's looking for a snack. It has something in common with those werecrows.
so you see me look down, and you just see exclamation point above
Yeah.
my head. Like this.
Okay. The snake is what? So this anaconda is, to describe it, its scales look almost like glitter, It is purple, and it has it's unlike any anaconda that you've ever seen. Most of the anacondas in this world, on average, are like green or brown. This one is purple with glowing purple eyes and glittery scales. You can kind of make it out now because it is in full attack mode, which its stealth is dropped. Its tail comes out, grabs your leg, and starts dragging you towards it. It is going to attack. It's going to go after the goat.
My goat?
Yeah.
No.
Feed
So,
it the stone!
Say the name! Go powers activate.
I think Frisbee's too young for. I think Frisbee's too young for prophecies.
okay, well, good
I
luck.
mean, well,
Your friend's gonna die.
Wait, it's not my turn though, right?
The snake, I actually am gonna use the snake's turn to drag.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it is now your turn.
Okay. Y'all better know what's happening, and like pulls out this like it's a rock in the shape of a stone, and be like. Like I think she's a little bit like frustrated because like this isn't.
You've also never heard of a goat stone.
Nope,
Like this
no.
is a.
I feel like
You're a goat farmer.
I
Yeah.
feel like I would know what this is, and she's gonna like
Miss Lydia,
goat
being
stone
dragged.
activate, and like just puts it on Frisbee's head.
So as soon as it touches Frisbee's head, a blinding light shoots out. It blinds the snake. It blinds you. It is as white as the shell of Goulet, our wonderful 3-foot-tall buff egg friend. He Frisbee lifts up into the air. The void around it becomes this blackish purple with like white stars and glitter. Frisbee starts spinning around, and like I want to point out
This is
that
magical girl transformation.
Frisbee is just like dead-eyed, looking at like
Meh.
just goat-eyed on the camera, just not really doing anything, so just spinning around.
Cha-ching!
What color is Frisbee's fur? Is it kind of a-
Frisbee is like kind of like a whitish gray with like a brown spot over one eye and on his tum-tum.
So Frisbee's colors get a little more. You see this kind of like pink glow around Frisbee's fur. Frisbee gets nice and pink. Again, a blinding flash of light. Electricity is coming at the goat, hitting it from behind, electrocuting it. Just like really but it's not feeling any pain. It is pure joy. The goat is just sitting there, and it comes to right standing on top of like very daintily. It is now a bright pink goat, and it is still Frisbee, and just kind of like lays down and.
All right. I think.
Did you read the prophecy?
Oh,
Did I
right.
read the prophecy?
Does he have it?
No, yeah, I'm like holding it in one hand. This is being dragged. Anticlimactic.
What else does the prophecy say? I don't have it. I have an egg on my head instead.
No.
Okay, speed reading check. As being dragged.
There is reference to true goat's bite.
It needs to bite.
Frisbee got that, and like I think I'm gonna take a turn to try to run, and I just get because you left a powder mark on its scale.
Oh, its
right?
its tail is now dragging him, so everything's getting further away from you.
And you can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
think.
it is 100% visible now.
All right.
You are a little blinded by the bright goat light.
Sure.
The one true goat, the goat of destiny.
Can I run and use my goat as a weapon?
You can.
That's a phrase that I don't think I've ever heard in an RPG
You
before.
can absolutely try to do that.
Okay, I'm going to try and run at it with my goat, just being like,
It's called goat arm damage.
just like.
Okay. Would you roll something?
So I have dexterity. Would this be a speed and dexterity?
Let's
or
do speed
like-
and dexterity,
Okay. Well, that's a good start. All right, 14.
Oh. Would have been good if I didn't get way better. So you go for this.
Does she goat for it?
She goats for it. She goats for it and jumps as soon as because you are not able to stop. You're not able to get Frisbee over to the snake. However, you are able to distract the snake enough because the snake's eyes lock on Frisbee, and the snake actually gets scared and releases Tom Tom.
Thank goodness.
It curls, it gets back up, and it wraps its tail back underneath it, starts peeling up, and it turns into like this almost nicely, tightly coiled thing, like a defense thing. So now it is probably roughly 20, 30 feet tall, because it just coiled itself almost, I would say about 20 feet tall, coiled all the way up, and looming over you. It now knows that there's trouble with this goat. Biscuits is just kind of like, what? Yeah. You guys, can I help in any way, or should I sit out? Should I?
Protect the yokelings.
Okay. Biscuits reaches around and like reaches through like any of his gear that wasn't stolen, and he finds this fishbone sword. It's just a long series of fish bones that it's very limp.
It's like a whip sword sort of
Yeah, it's
thing.
like a whip. It's a whip
Yeah.
sword made of fish bones. It's just kind of like, and just goes in front of the cave. So now, how it's positioned, you are in the snake is in the center. Biscuits is behind the snake, protecting the cave, and you two, or at least, are in front of him. Where are you at?
So you see Nara, she's not that close to the snake, and you can clearly see, like, there's probably a moment where, you know, the camera kind of, like, pans down, and you see her hand reaching for something, and you think it's gonna go for the handle of the rapier that's at her side, but instead it goes into her pack and pulls out, ba-da-ba, and it's a lute, but this lute has one string. And she brandishes it, and she just plays the single note. It's like, bah, except that's not the sound of a lute makes, and she's like, and this is, anyway, here's the Ballad of the Dustlands.
Okay.
And she begins singing, and her voice is actually surprisingly good, despite the fact that she literally strums on one note the entire time. And she's hearkening back to the last adventure that they just had, where she wrote us, and she composes a song every night after they go to sleep, and she's like, and the dust was flying around us all, we thought we'd die, but the goat stood tall, and now it faces against the long one, and soon it will be the gone one. And I'm gonna roll and hope
Please
that
God, do it.
everybody gets +1 to their next roll. I realize if I'd looked at what my abilities called for, I should have put my abilities differently, but it's fine. We're poorly. Oh, but I got a 9.
Nice. Okay, so you guys get a benefit. What is it exactly?
You will have +1 to your next roll.
So that's going to be very helpful.
And I assume a
because-
critical is maximum on both dice.
Yes,
Okay.
maximum bolt dice. So if you roll a 4 and an 8, you get a 4 and an 8.
Yeah. And she's just strumming on this single note on the lute while singing.
The snake is like it's like just kind of like looks at you a little bit, like it's like a little. It's not mad at you, but it's definitely like disappointed.
So you know that the scene in Rotel Dorado?
Yeah.
It's just that.
And so
she's locking, making eye contact.
the two black bars go, and then the snake's eyes. The snake, now really unhappy with you, is going to try to project itself as a spring with its mouth first, with the intention to
swallow me whole.
swallow you whole, because
cool,
you wrote
cool.
that diss track about it. It does not like that diss track. So the snake unfurls its purple curly self and jumps up in the air. It is now up in the sky.
No.
You hear,
Oh,
and
snakes.
it's coming mouth first at you, and just as it is about to hit you, Biscuits tackles you out of the way.
Biscuits, no!
Biscuits gets devoured by the snake. In one gulp, it is now inside the snake. You can just hear,
Oh,
Gulp.
biscuits.
so the snake has now tasted food. It is ready.
It's tasted. It's had some biscuits.
It has had some biscuits.
I
and
feel like
it's
the
ready for
energy
that
bar just
gravy.
goes up.
So let's so now the snake turns the attention to the cave, tries to rip the boulder off of the wall. Biscuits is no longer there to guard it. Goulet is cracked, a little bit of yolk dripping and crawling over. Please protect. And just kind of is like rolling face down.
Tom, because will sit up, look over and quickly begin to run to pick up the spear and slide in front of the snake and begin to spin the spear, and just as defensive posture.
Okay, perfect. How about you?
I mean, I have a goat. Need to do goat prophecy stuff. But now it's all the way over there. So I think.
You could walk over there if you want.
I mean, I'm gonna run over there.
Okay.
Yeah, there's lots of running happening. Flynn's getting her miles in, so she's just gonna run over there and once again just start to be like, "Oh, this."
Goat attack.
Roll for goat.
You do get a bonus.
What do I roll?
You do have a +1. Just roll me a basic attack.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna use dexterity then, and intelligence or spirit. Spirit.
You use spirit, please.
Yeah. And so if I get a +1, that means I just add one, right? I don't up my
Yeah,
dice
this
roll.
isn't an up die. It's just a +1. Because on a crit, you get a +3.
Ooh, I was so close, but I got an 11.
You got oh wow.
Wait, sorry,
12.
12.
Okay. So you run. Could you describe to me how you get over there and how you get biscuits to the snake?
So
Within biting distance of the snake.
yeah, I think I know that it's distracted by your whirlwind,
Yeah, whirlwind distraction attack.
and
The snake's eyes are now like just see spiraling.
and I hear the strumming, and there's like just like that beat, and I think Flynn runs to the beat of that song. I'm assuming you're upping that tempo so that Flynn runs harder, and then I think what Flynn does is if possible, hand on snake, frisbee right against it, and then just like lightly lets frisbee just like jump on top of the snake.
So,
like
Actually,
because you guys remember.
we haven't actually told them yet. You
No,
didn't say
I
that.
kind of hinted, but like as soon as frisbee's touches the snake, his little hooves just go boop boop and like just on the snake.
Frisbee is a very
Like-
specific type of goat. This is a very rare goat from a very specific region. It is called a sticky goat. Sticky goats are essentially mountain goats that can climb on anything and any surface. They are essentially magnetic.
Spider goats.
Spider goats. We don't want to say that because that implies too many arms, and we don't like that many arms on our goats here.
But as frisbee goes, he goes.
And just going up the snake, and now it's distracted by your spins, your twirls. And remember, biscuits died for your spins, so you're just spinning this, and frisbee is climbing up. Do you do anything to help this distraction?
I mean, I think I'm still
You're still
I'm still
strumming?
balloting. I mean, I'll do another verse
So-
if I need to.
Oh, please! Actually, this is just for me. I want that.
And as the spear was spun, the goat would have some fun. It would bite upon the neck of the longest one.
Frisbee is not particularly interested in biting the snake. The snake is distracted. I'll give you that. But
Frisbee. Bite it. Bite it.
I have an idea. Keep spinning. Here. Spin for-
I think what you're
Just do
like.
this.
Axe throwing. And I think she does a little bit more like tossing it up in the air. Na 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 na, and just like throwing the battle axe up in the air, just back and forth.
the
Can't
snake
really
is just
spin.
like, what is happening here? Like if it had arms, it would shrug. Like,
And you see again the inventory item come up.
yeah.
And then you see
Inventory
like
screen.
you see potions, weapons of healing, and it goes to breakfast, coffee, and then the last of it. And then you see the close up of the eyes of Tom Tom as he aims, and then throws the last vegetables of coffee to land in front of the goat to
So-
splash on the
It
scales.
splashes on the scales, hits biscuits. Biscuits bites the cup and realizes
You
he
mean
can't
Frisbee.
eat it. Or sorry, frisbee.
Biscuits is bitten.
Biscuits got bit. So biscuits, frisbee is now kind of like gnawing on the cup a little bit, and it spills all over, and you can see it dripping down the scales up to the boop snoot of the snake, and frisbee's eyes go like glistening and shiny.
They're still horizontal.
Yeah, but there's
So
still
there's
these.
like,
They still got the creepy goat eyes, and they get really big, and frisbee kind of just like magnetically walks up, like down, like the eyes and down the slope, and bites the top of the upper nose of the snake, and is just kind of hanging upside down on the snake. All of a sudden, the earth rumbles. Lightning shoots through the sky. A purple smoke spins around and knocking you all back to the ground. Frisbee starts glowing pink. The snake starts like just wiggling around and writhing in agony. Frisbee gets tossed off like really far. Frisbee goes flying onto like a frisbee, flying onto a tree, bounces off the tree, but just is kind of like, oh, I can walk, and just walks. It starts eating a branch.
All right.
The snake is coiling and thrashing and banging around, and it just kind of looks at you three, and it goes, "Blah!" And Biscuits comes shooting out of the snake's mouth, just kind of rolling like, wow.
It's like a
almost died.
reverse hairball.
Oh, that's what that feels like. So at this point, the snake burrows into the ground, and you can't see it. What do? There's just a big hole, a cracked yolk. Frisbee's kind of just hanging out in a tree.
I'm gonna go to the yolk actually, and I'm gonna go for healing action.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know if you can heal an egg, but I will try.
We can try.
So this is a combat action, so I only get int for this.
Yep.
Oh.
Actually, I get a D10 because of the +1 of the day.
Do it.
4 HP healed,
4 HP healed.
and I lose -1 hurt.
There is you put a wonderful little bandage over the crack. Thank you, traveler. Your name was Tom Tom, correct?
Tom, yes.
He's very good at finding his way.
Where did the long one go? Was the prophecy fulfilled?
About that. So there was a bite, there was smoke, there was rumble, and now there's a big hole. So are we good?
Oh no.
I don't like rumors.
Goulet gets up and kind of scrambles over to the big hole and kind of looks in, and you see this blue hand come out of it, a very skinny and frail blue hand, and then another one, and you see this kind of like long, like white, long-haired person. It appears to be a man coming out of it in these kind of these robes and just coughing. And if anyone here, you guys know a little bit about the land, right? You have knowledge of things.
Probably.
You recognize this as a wish wizard.
A what?
A wish wizard.
Oh.
It is a being. If you are able to help it, it will grant you one wish. It's crawling out of the hole and it looks at you. Oh, travelers, thank you so much for saving me. Oh, Trevor the Terrible turned me into this anaconda beast. He was just meat. We were at the same restaurant. He skipped the bill and turned me into an anaconda, and I got kicked out. Oh,
Seems like an overly complicated plan.
I mean, his name is terrible.
he's a
Was
terrible.
that always his name, or did you give that name to him?
I didn't give it to him.
Oh.
I'm a wizard. I don't give people things except wishes. Speaking of which, you guys saved me. Would you care for a wish?
I mean, yes.
Biscuits is kind of like squeezing, I guess like saliva. Do
Yeah.
snakes salivate? Venom and saliva, stomach
Oh.
acid, just like. Ugh.
This is like sizzle on the ground when it hits.
It's like, oh, little one, I'm sorry. I devoured you so. May I please give you a wish as well?
Oh, that's convenient, because I was going to probably... Yeah, is it one each, or is it for the whole
Oh,
group?
it's for the whole party. Listen, it's not a charity thing.
But a separate one for biscuits.
Oh yes, the little one.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Okay.
The eggs are bringing towels.
Excuse
over
y'all.
the
We need to take a huddle.
We
Huddle.
huddle. Good.
I was thinking, it's not too crazy, but, you know, the best medicine ever. It will solve headaches, heartburn, and indigestion.
That's death.
What?
Yes, no, Lydia's correct. Death does solve those problems.
I was trying
I
to...
was thinking, well, I was going to say we should wish for a job for Biscuits, but if Biscuits gets a wish, then Biscuits can do whatever he wants with that. So why don't we wish for the egg people to be safe forever?
I like that.
Y'all, that does sound pretty nice.
Besides, then if there's negative consequences for the wish, which there normally are, it won't fall on us.
Nah.
This is why you were my lawyer.
Wishes are very dangerous.
Y'all know what they say. Wishes
Wishes are dangerous,
Wishes are
yes.
dangerous, yeah.
No, I never heard that term before.
So that's why y'all almost made the wish for the death medicine.
Yes, that literally would have probably just killed everyone because that would have actually solved the problem.
Okay, we have a plan then.
Oh, okay.
We have an idea.
Yes.
We would wish for the and she turns to the Egg King, Goulash?
Goulet.
Goulet.
Yes.
Goulet, what do you call your people?
Eggs.
Do you have anything more specific than that? Because otherwise this wish might go horribly wrong.
Yokelings, the hard-shelled, the soft-shelled, boiled, non-boiled,
How about
depending
this?
on the region.
We wish that Goulet and his people and his people's future offspring are safe from all people who would want to ever eat them.
The wish wizard is just kind of sitting
I'm
there.
not going to have them safe for everything because that's just not fair. But yes, from things that would want to eat them for their wishy interiors.
Any
Natural predators are fine, I suppose, but like King Broccoli sounds like a terrible person.
yeah, not the greatest. He's also kind of a jerk.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll just that's a pretty good wish. That's very thoughtful. So and it's for a second. Ori the dragon is okay. This is why I love these people. Out of the kindness of their heart, they're doing this. They all get +1 to their next rolls for the rest of the game. You all now have +1 because you acted out of kindness.
+1 die or +1
+1 to your rolls. Because of this act of kindness, I appreciate that. So the weather wizard, the wish wizard, just kind of throws like a pocket dust in the air, just kind of glitters, and they're like, okay. It's not hypoallergenic glitter dust. Throws it out, it sprinkles everywhere, and the next what happens is they are given you see tools and wood. They're gonna build. They have the ability to build their own kind of defenses, their own system. Maybe a light security system. You guys weren't super. You guys kind of got to embellish a little bit with the wishes, so he's just kind of doing it. It's like, I guess this'll do. Give them the means. The wish wizards only help those who help themselves.
They have seized the means of production.
The biscuits now is kind of like tugging at the wish wizard's blue robe. The wish wizard again is just white hair, all blue, blue skin, blue eyes. Biscuits like, can I have my wish? The wish wizard, yes, of course. I wish for non-sentient eggs. Not the first time I've got that wish, and then just kind of waves his hand over the carton of eggs, and a carton of eggs appears. Pretty big eggs. They are non-sentient eggs. They don't feel pain. They're from maybe a normal animal. He didn't specify.
But they're not sentient, and that's what matters.
Oh gosh. Thank you so much. And the the wish wizard just goes, now goodbye, and spins in a circle and doesn't disappear. Just kind of facing away from you. Could you guys look away for a minute? I haven't had arms and legs in a while.
One
Could you
second,
just
please.
Look.
I look up to the screen. Pause. Fade to black. Unpause.
The wizard is now just kind of you can see it kind of shuffling into the forest.
Honora puts the tiny yokeling
Ow.
back.
Ow. So it crawls over and runs over to one of to the rest of the group and is now playing all those fun egg games that all the egg people love.
Like baseball.
No, they don't like baseball.
Oh, right.
Yeah, sorry, that's the one thing. They just don't like baseball. It reminds them too much of a lot of things that they don't want to think about. So Biscuits turns to you. I don't know if I can ever repay you guys. Thank you so much for all this.
We're good.
You could have wished for things like, being free of the king's debt to start your own fortune instead of giving him what he wanted.
Oh, I don't want to be rich. I just like gold. Got to pay for all those birthday presents.
You could have wished for birthday presents.
Well, then where's the fun in that? Because you got to work sometimes. You got to do the things. And I think if you put action into the things that you want to do, then it means a little special thing for the people that mean something to you.
You could have wished for a different job.
That's a good idea. Oh, do you think he's still here? And he runs away. Biscuits runs away. Thank you all so much. And Biscuits kind of just runs to the forest. You see his little cattails, little white, fuzzy, fluffy cattail disappearing into the woods. Goulet walks over and brings you, is giving you some space. It's like, please, you must stay the night.
Well, it is kind of late in the day now already.
I could use another nap.
You know, if you take a nap, then it's going to break your sleep cycle, and it's going to make next morning.
Look, I slept terribly last night.
Fine.
I'm gonna go get my goat. There's a goat just in a tree over there.
Was it eating the tree at all? Or?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So now that it's getting a little more settled, you can start setting up
That's a
camp.
llama plushie, right?
There are someone didn't order a goat plushie.
It's me.
Did you buy that for this?
It's getting dark. You can kind of hear that wonderful egg music that you've come to love over the last couple of hours, which just it's incessant. It is hard to sleep to, but at a while it's like white noise. Exactly. That classic goat song, or egg song. Now I would like for you guys, while you're setting up for camp, I would like for you to do one last check, a camp check, which is one traveler. I need one of you to do a Dex plus Int.
I can.
Yep.
Do you want some support?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, mine's
You have a level
an
6
eight.
difficulty.
D8 and a D4, so...
Does that mean that they get +1 if do I roll to support? I don't remember how that worked.
So what?
Is this one person may support? Does that
Yeah,
mean
you can support
Okay, cool.
with a skill or
I'm just gonna help. I'm gonna carry the heavy things.
oh gosh, Lauren, what did Inara roll?
I rolled 2 1.
Oh,
Okay,
we fumbled!
Here's what happens. As you're setting up the camp, who's helping set up the camp? You. As you're going to
something
do,
on fire.
You go to there are Frisbee has not been taken from the Frisbee's magical form yet, has not reverted to normal Frisbee. Frisbee has been a little hungry, new higher metabolism. A lot of your gear has some goat holes in it now.
Oh, good.
So like some pillows are missing a little of the inside. So you're gonna be a little cold tonight, but don't worry, the eggs are gonna keep you warm. They're gonna light a fire around you. I'm imagining you're playing a song on your lute a little poorly. Mm-hmm. It's a little off with the egg music.
I gotta tune it. I haven't tuned my one note.
So you luckily you are in a safe zone now. You've secured this space. It might be cold, it might be uncomfortable, and there might be some goat slobber on your bed stuff, but congratulations on a successful first adventure.
Do we get that fumble point? Do we get to have that forever?
We will describe the fumble point.
Okay.
So you each all get a fumble point, which I gotta have it written down. A fumble point is essentially if you roll very badly like we did. Lauren, we're gonna get you new dice after this, I promise. Fumble point happens when both dice end up rolling 1. This is a crushing failure and results in any item granting bonus. Luckily, there were no bonus items, and we are at the end of this adventure, so it means you have a chance to wake up better tomorrow.
Good. Because
we're-
otherwise we would be -1 to the next day's condition.
Look at the
well,
price side
that's
thing.
what we
At least
roll.
we're done with this town, and we can leave. We don't have to think about anacondas or egg people or
Have
a
a
terrible person ever again.
Y'all, tomorrow better be a better day.
It will be. We'll be on a new land.
Tomorrow, I love you.
Is that your song?
Tomorrow, it's only a day away.
And on that note, you're how and,
Oh no, I'm on fire!
and then hard cut, end of episode. We're gonna go on we're gonna call this here. We're gonna take a quick break, and then we'll be back with more. Thank you all for joining us. We're gonna be
here.
We are here for the Geek Space TV Seed Spark campaign launch party. We are a few hours into it. We are very excited.
Yeah.
And again, I am very grateful to be doing this here. Thank you so much. Thank you to all these players. We'll be back in about, do you say 5-10 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah, about 5-10 minutes with the second part of this adventure. And hopefully you guys enjoy it. I love you. You're all great. We are going to be right back. Please share, please tweet, please do all that stuff. Support the Geek Space in any way you can. If you can't donate financially, don't worry. There's a retweet button. If you can't retweet, then just tell the nearest person to you. Support Geek Space. That'll do it.
Space.
So thank you so much. We will be back. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Bye.
Oh, hey. How you doing
Oh.
there? Welcome back to the Geek Space Seed and Spark fundraiser. I'm sorry I can't keep my volume down, Anna, because the money keeps going up. We are at $4,000. Sorry, $4,000 and so $4,016. Incredible so far,
It's only like 6K away from our goal for today.
which is fantastic.
Totally doable.
So thank you again. This is the Seed and Spark Geek Space fundraiser. I am one of the hosts who is lucky enough here to be playing a game with some of his favorite people in the world. Hi, my name is Drunkly Romantic. We are playing Ryuutama.
Wait, where are they?
Right there, under the big hat and the nice beret, and with the cute llama goat. We are all here hanging out, playing a game, and celebrating the fact that we are going to really push hard for Season 2, Year 2 of Geek Space TV. We're going to fund our shows, we're going to get everything funded, but we can do that with your help. So please share, please tweet. If you can't help financially, then again, just retweet, help signal boost us. We were trying to create a space to give really cool people a chance to tell their stories. And this is one of the ones where I get the chance. I'm not going to define myself as a really cool person, but I'm lucky enough to get to tell my stories with these really cool people here at this wonderful place. Today, of course, immediately after this, we're going to go to kind of a switch over and chill out, and then Night Witches at 3 p.m. GM by Trooper SJP. Academic Foxhole on Twitter. Check it out. Lovely show. It's going to be amazing. It's got drama. It's got Nazi punching, and it's got lots of planes and air women. It is fantastic. Sneeze sounds. I didn't want to say bless you, but I did anyway. Hi, my name is
I
Drunkly
was
Romantic.
going to say Guten Tag, and I'm like, no, Gesundheit is what
Gutenberg.
I say, but I like Gutenberg.
We're just shout out to Steve Gutenberg.
Did you make the Gutenberg crust?
the Gutenberg crust?
Press.
Oh no, I thought it was the stuffed crust, but with Steve Gutenberg. Anyway, we're off topic. Hi, my name is Drunkly Romantic. I am running a campaign here right now, just a little demo of what we can show you by Ryuutama. The game is called Ryuutama. The show is called A Place Called Home. Ryuutama is a wonderful game inhabited
What
by
are we
wonderful
hoping to
features.
do if our Seed and Spark is funded?
So if we get funded for Seed and Spark, we get four episodes of this show. And it's not going to be exactly like this. There's going to be some variation on it. It's going to follow a few adventurers on a journey over 1 year of their life, following through spring, summer, winter, fall. I am very excited. I actually have these stories all written, and I am very excited to, hopefully, if we get funded, share that with you all. I am genuinely very excited about this. This is a little more of a toned down version of it for this fundraiser, but again, so hyped to be here, so hyped to do this. If we get funded, 4 episodes, I'm very excited. Let's do a quick introduction of who we are, and then we'll get into the world. I started with you last time, right?
I think so.
So let's start with Lauren.
Hi, my name's Lauren. You can find me on the internet at Random Tuesday. You can also find me here on Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Pacific time with Worlds Beyond, which is an RPG system using Cypher system. And part of our Seed and Spark is also to fund, you can hold that up.
It's too heavy. I don't want to do it. I don't want to touch it.
Is to fund the current season that is ongoing, so the remainder of it, so that we can pay our cast and pay our people and continue telling awesome stories. And I'm really excited. This week's gonna have a lot of feelings in it. And I keep coming up with more ideas to make them sad. No, sorry, no feelings. No feelings here. All feelings go in the cube.
Wink.
I'm so glad.
We were talking about this earlier in the week. Feelings. gonna be had.
No feelings.
Please help us by sharing, talking about the Seed and Spark, tweeting it, supporting it if you can. Please.
Yeah, like really, like we getting to do this is fantastic, and having a space to do this, and getting to do Worlds Beyond and Night Witches and all the shows that we're going to be having crop up over the next couple months. Like, so excited! Can't do that without you. Thank you so much for what you've done so far, and we hope to get up there and get greenlit.
Basically, we want to become NPR for Twitch. That's what I described
I want my
this
coffee
as.
mug.
I want tote bags.
Yeah, we need tote bags and mugs. Here's
Thank you.
your paper cup. It says Starbucks on it, but weirdly enough, it's ours. That's yours. You'll
Thank
get one Starbucks cup. Who are you?
Hi everyone, my name is Algernon Bolden. I've been fortunate to be part of this community for a little while now, and I would love to continue. It's been
I
tons of
misheard
fun.
that instead of fortunate, I've been forced into, and I'm like, oh no!
Yeah,
Comes out.
yeah, no. Anna came over, knocked on my door with a knife, and be like,
Oh, yeah.
you were part of Geek's Space." No, she's a lovely person, and these are lovely people, and I'm so grateful to have them be in my life and to get to roleplay so often with them. It's truly like a new thing that I got to do, and it's addicting. So thank you all, and I get to play Tom Tom today, so I'm
Yeah.
excited for that.
Yeah.
I
We'll
need
talk
to
a
make
little
more
bit.
jokes about how good you are at directions.
You should have to do all the direction checks
Yeah.
from now on if your
Tom
name's
Tom.
Tom Tom.
Well, I didn't actually give like my full name either.
Oh,
I'm,
yeah.
I'm Tom Tom the Tambourine Man. Yeah, I don't play music.
We're gonna figure out where that name came from. Deep dive after this. How about you? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you?
I'm Jackie Dash. That happens after the show.
Jay.
Where can they find you, Jackie Dash?
You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at Jackie Dash, JAKIDASH.
I like that you actually made it sound like we're forcing you to do this ding. Like this is the one time you don't want to do it, and you're making it feel like.
I'm here on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. and this place has let me do this really cool character that I've kind of mulled over for a couple different shows. So I'm excited that I get to play Pine Knight. And
That's in Worlds Beyond on Wednesdays, not here.
And on this show, right now, I am Lydia Flynn, who is a farmer who wants to find another breed of goat for her goat farmer family.
And I am your GM, first-time GM, long-time watcher, drunkly romantic. I will be playing Ori, a blue dragon that just kind of lets them, or just kind of essentially watches these people as they go on their stories. I am very excited to hop into this, so why don't we do that now? You guys, before we get into the actual gameplay, this is another day. This is not going to be the next day after the last adventure. This is going to be a little bit down the line. You're in the summer territory. It's a little, it's bright and sunny out. But like, where did you guys crash this time? Where are you sleeping? Where do you wake up in?
In the egg field.
Well,
Or
no,
is
it's a different day. It's a whole
Yeah,
other
so
day.
down the line. I'm gonna say like we woke up and we are camping when we thought it was like a valley, but as we wake up we realize it is like a divot of a giant creature, like just a foot path.
Like a giant footprint.
Yeah.
So I imagine it's a like three-pronged like dinosaur style like footprint.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty deeply embedded into the ground. It's a pretty beautiful summer day, so there's not going to be like any mud or rain. Okay, so so you described that. Lydia, would you please describe like something around you? What else is there with inside this giant footprint or around it?
Well, listen. We all thought this would be a good place because it was a little bit windy. We'll go in this valley. No one will hit us. Guess what? Still windy. It was a windy night. Multiple times did I have to pull my bedroll a little bit tighter because it was cold.
It does get cold even in the warmest places at night. When
Are
it
we
gets
in
cold.
summer or spring?
You are in summer.
Okay.
So it's a little chill. There's a breezy area, especially now that you're inside of a foothold. Anything else about the area that you're in? Any like leftover remnants of your previous adventure aside from the footprint?
I think you can see we had a fire set up with like a spit on it and just one of those kind of comically large meaty bones that we had been spit roasting
Yeah.
on it for hours is still there. Like we're still cooking it. And this place is windy but also humid. Like there's sort of jungles around.
Okay,
a
so
very-
it's a little
it's very
uncomfortable. It's like,
jungly.
yeah, okay, I see that. I get that.
Like swampy.
I think by my name, because for some reason there's a name by me. There's this little sweat mark drop, and like, TomTom is sweating profusely, and it is like constantly using the scarf to make sure it doesn't get on the uniform.
Beautiful. So now that we are here, you guys had a wonderful adventure last time that we are not covering now, where you got a big old meal and there was a big footprint. Did you eat the thing that was the footprint? Are you?
No.
No? Okay. I am
No, that's too big for the fire.
too big for the fire? Gotcha. So if you all can roll me a condition check, which is strength plus spirit, to see how well you actually slept in this giant
Oh, one of us
dinosaur
does.
monster.
No, all of us do this one.
Oh, right,
So
right.
everyone does their own
Strength
condition check.
plus spirit.
Yes.
It's not. It's 4.
Four?
Again.
Okay.
Nora
I
has a hard time with travel, okay?
actually critted.
Oh my god.
That's really good.
Yeah,
We'll
what's
talk
it?
about that in a second. That's fantastic. How about you?
I got 10 even.
10 even. So your 4, while not being end of the world, you are still a little. It's a little harder for you still. Like it's this. Is
It's
it?
warm.
Is the
Now,
the,
instead of being too cold at night, she was too sweaty, but then she would take all the covers off, and then she would get hot or cold, and so she'd have to put them all back on, and it was just a lot of, like, she would wake up in, like, a sweat, and it's really gross, and everything's just kind of sticky.
Did you now? Is it a cumulative thing now? Is it like this journey kind of weighing on you physically more? Like just the day after day after day of not getting a great night's sleep?
Probably.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hopefully that works out for you. I'm sorry to hear that.
Travel is hard.
How about you, Lydia?
I slept pretty fine. I mean, dirt's dirt wherever you go.
It's a fact.
Frisbee, my goat, is a little bit bigger now. Oh, sorry, this is not a character. It's a little bit bigger now. So I would say it's been maybe like what we've total been in our journey for some time, so that the goat instead of being like it's like 5, maybe 6 months old.
Yeah.
So too big to be under the bedroll, but definitely puts his head in the. Just like, cause he's just like that. Cause
Can you see it just slightly moving because it's like eating something into the.
yeah.
Ow.
But Frisbee does the normal, like, as soon as he decides it's time to get up, kind of just hops and jumps around the campsite, probably stepping at least once over your bedroll. Over your bedroll. Over my bedroll.
Frisbee, go to sleep. It's sleep time. Frisbee, stop. Like eating the hat.
Yeah.
No, not the hat. Fine, I'm awake.
You kind of see now, like around before we get to you kind of are hearing this like you hear animals walking around you. Nothing too scary. Like they're just kind of walking around. There's a herd of just a herd of Nico goblins or Neko goblins. The Koneko goblins are, as you know, Biscuits, a small little white cat. He's a very smaller. These are a lot bigger, more of a like. They're probably like 4 or 5 foot tall, different cats, tabbies. They're kind of pacing around you. They're going around the footprint and just kind of walking around, like looking at you, seeing if you have anything that they might want to steal, but probably not. They're a little tired. They've been going a long way. It's a hot summer. They pass by you, but a piece of paper falls out of one of their bags and falls into the crater furthest away from you. Now, TomTom, you got a critical success on being good at being a person. So let's see what you get. Do you want to describe to me, while I look this up, describe to me how good do you feel? Because this is now a critical success on a condition check is like the best night's sleep of your life. You wake up feeling great, wonderful. Like this is the best case scenario.
So, the last thing that TomTom can remember was on the campfire pulling out a leather-bound book and drawing things. And as we look back at previous pages, there's drawings of the yoke people. There's various monsters, there's leaves, various medicines that he's collected. And at the beginning, there is a woman done in charcoal. And as he's flipping through the pages, he doesn't really remember falling asleep, but the pages begin to go faster and faster. And there's a black and white animation that begins to come to life. And it's of this woman who kind of steps out of the pages, and he begins to dance with her as music begins to play. And it's just in the flipbook style. and he doesn't ever really remember falling asleep to this. He thought he was drawing, and this goes on the entire night to music. And what feels like is only a 3 or 4 minute waltz. The sun begins to kind of blink in his eyes, and he wakes up smiling.
Oh, that is a beautiful, beautiful last remembered. That so you are feeling 100% refreshed. Does anyone actually? Anara, you probably got the worst sleep out of it. You definitely got the worst sleep out of it. Did you happen to get up and like, were you just kind of being a lump in your little area, or did you get up and like prepare anything for anyone, or?
Well, I think because she was not sleeping so well, when Frisbee woke up and started tromping on her bedroll, she grudgingly got up and like put her stuff away. And I think she's made coffee this morning for everybody, and she sort of poured it out into bowls.
It's a good way to start the day.
Yeah. She meant cups, and then realized she'd poured them into bowls, and then so she put like the porridge in the cups and just sort of sighs and sets out all of the food that she made and just sort of sits there eating it quietly.
So
Is this a city thing, like a Neapolitan the way you eat?
Cups and bowls are very similar when you're not awake.
So you wake up now. You all wake up to your various degrees, and you do smell this. Did you say you made porridge? Mm-hmm. You smell porridge and coffee, and they're a little interestingly plated, but it's a very nice and comforting smell. It is not. She put a little more effort into this. She added a little bit of salt to the porridge to give it a nice kind of tangy flavor, maybe some berries that you might have accumulated. Mm-hmm. It is a nice morning treat on a journey where you do usually get little moments like this. So you wake up to the smell that's a little different. You get the coffee, and you see your friend who's had a bit of a hard time. So some food presented for you. What do you guys do?
I know we have that roasted spit that's kind of been like probably smoked at this point.
Yeah, it's going over the course of
I think I cut slices of it, so it's like a spiral, and they're like
Like a
of the
gyro?
meat.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think I put that on top of the porridge as like a salty, like salty to sweet
Yeah,
to
we're
help.
going with like savory rice porridge, yeah.
I'm like, and I just say,
Sounds really good. We get some ramen.
you know, Anara, when you first made coffee, it was weak as water.
Ooh.
But now, you are fantastic at it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I never had to make coffee for myself before I started traveling, or porridge, or make my own bed, or do most things for myself.
What's that like?
Luxurious, it turns out. I slept so much better though.
So where
Do it on the ground.
So,
where did she? By the way, where did Anara like to? Anara now you are in the spring territory or the summer territory right now, so you're not too far away from home, correct? Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. Sorry, that's just for me. I want to check.
Well, actually, no. Wouldn't this be the opposite side of the world, presumably?
How it works is
Because if you go in order,
well, I think
You have to get through fall first.
You're not traveling this way. You're traveling this way.
so is
Around
it
the egg.
broken up into 4 like quadrants?
We
Or,
didn't.
like-
We'll do if we get picked up for the Scene Spark, we'll do a zoning territory where I will
Okay.
draw the zone map. But yeah.
So yes, so I get you sure she's close to home.
So Tom Tom pulls out what looks like to be this luxurious tropical flower, but it's crystalline, and then you realize it's flower candy, actually. And just peels one petal and just passes it one to Inara.
Ooh, these are my favorite.
And one. These are a local,
crunch.
I would say, delicacy of the summer.
yeah,
Perfect.
I've never had one of these before.
They used to import them. They sometimes melt on the way.
So this is what is this? What is it made of? What does it taste like when it hits your
It's
tongue?
actually a natural plant that if it just sits out too long, it begins to almost ferment, and then that's where the crystal structure comes from. And it's like eating like a mango or like a papaya, except it has the crunchiness of like a rock candy to it. And it looks like candy, but it's actually a natural fruit.
And so does it look like is it a flower? You
It
said?
looks like a flower, but it's actually fruit that just blooms and splits open.
Oh, so those are actually the flying lizards are huge fans of those. You're lucky you're not in the spring area because the flying lizards would definitely be buzzing all around them. They love those. Those are at the top. They grow often at the top of some of the trees, so you have to go up there to get them. But yeah, that's fantastic. While you're all sitting in this hole, so you can't really see that far above you, there is this little piece of paper again that kind of blows over to you, and you see it kind of, it's almost like it's being carried right on
So
over.
just go flap.
Oh, it's like
It's like moving. It's like trying to get your attention, and
does
it's not
Frisbee
really
eat it,
doing,
or does it hit her face?
like no one's paying attention to it really. It's just like over here, and then it just goes.
Oh, hey.
What's
There's
that
something
there?
on my face.
Just take it off.
It is a wanted poster. There is a picture of a kind of a crudely drawn picture. You can see a paw print by it. You recognize this paw print a little bit. It is the work of Biscuits. Biscuits
no.
got a job drawing some wanted posters.
Biscuit's got a job.
It says "Go for Biscuits." There at the bottom, that's his company's name.
Go for Biscuits.
He is on the poster. There is a dastardly-looking fellow. It says "Wanted, Trevor the Terrible."
Oh, I remember him.
Isn't that the fellow who turned a wizard into an anaconda?
Yes, it's an oddly specific thing to be able to do.
If you look at it, like its eyes are almost looking at you. It's almost like it's kind of following you everywhere you go.
Ooh.
Is that Pompadour?
Oh.
There is definitely a little bit of a pomp going on in the picture, but it's kind of hard to tell. Biscuits has working thumbs, but it's very hard for Biscuits to hold chalk. It is a chalk outline. It's not. Biscuits is not great. Biscuits great with acrylic paint, not with a lot of other things.
More of a paw painter.
Yeah, exactly. Gotta use the beans to paint
Yeah.
the things.
Beans.
There is a rumbling sound, again, a low rumble, and then you hear a boom above the from where you because you are down still in the footprint above and just not too far away, and you can just kind of
They might be back.
you can hear like voices like yeah, oh my god, oh we have to get in there. Oh, wow, you hear that? Did you see that? Do any of you peek around or peek up and see what's up there?
Nara sips her coffee.
Did pinky out?
Yeah,
Okay.
from the bowl, you know.
Keep it classy.
So,
Got a bowl
Tom
for a
Tom
dog.
decides at losing, sets down the bowl and then the fruit in the middle, and then begins to climb up. And about halfway through, he realizes that he's still in his onesie, and then there's like just a black fade, and then you hear doo 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 doo, and suddenly he's in the suit again as he begins to climb.
Climbing up. Is there like a ladder? Or are you just climbing into the dirt?
Just climbing in the dirt.
Okay, so you're getting a little dirty. You kind of peek over. Your hands go over, and as soon as you peek up, you see this gigantic single-story purple house made of purple bricks. It has glowing windows that the blinds are shut just so much that it looks like there are slits in the eyes. It turns to look at you, and you can still see the blinds kind of waving, but there's the little slit in between there that is glowing this kind of bright orange glow, and it looks right at you. It has a small puddle of drool leading for it, kind of drooling down to the side of your little underground area. It has tusks almost, these gigantic tusks, sharp teeth, and it is a perfectly normal house. The one other distinction about it is that the doorway has a nose shape similar to that of a bat. There is a sign in front of the house that says, "Normal House."
Be right back. And then I dug down, but not so much that you can still see the top of a beret. And just turn. Was there a house last night up there?
No, otherwise I would have suggested we stay in it as opposed to upon the ground.
Well, I don't think it's a house we might want to stay in, even though it says it's a normal house. It
Oh wow, look at the normal house. You hear a voice just kind of off in the distance.
it's drooling.
So normal.
And
I think Flynn at this point looks over and like climbs up beside you and
Nara
also
chugs
looks
the last of her
over.
coffee, and then like the third phase.
Its eyes just go right at you three, just like staring right at you, and its tongue is just kind of like.
What's of the house?
The house has a tongue and eyes.
Is it like
and
the
a nose.
doormat?
It's a normal house.
Yeah, but a normal house with eyes, a tongue, and a nose.
It's a normal house.
Does it just keep saying that?
Yeah, there's a sign that says it's a normal house. You do hear voices that are telling you it's a normal house. You don't see anyone, but you do hear voices like, what a normal house. Wow, this house is remarkably normal. What a normal house this is.
Y'all, let's not go in the normal house.
That sounds like an excellent plan.
I concur.
You do get this kind of feeling of dread. Even though if you do go down, you can still feel it looking at you. It definitely knows you're there. You see you see the wind start picking up. The sky gets like this light shade of purple. You can kind of almost hear this creepy Lavender Town-esque music.
Oh,
Dun,
great.
dun, 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 dun.
I think we should move on.
Yeah. The Summer Lilac Festival is happening in 3 towns over. If we can make it there in a week.
Come on,
I bet
come
they have a
on.
hotel with a bed.
And not a normal house like that.
What a
Yes,
normal
an
house.
actual normal house.
Such a normal house.
So you got the map, right?
Quite normal.
I do have a map. It's right here. It's my map.
The map is no longer there, and the poster, if you look at it, actually doesn't even have a face on it anymore. You hear people seemingly getting closer and closer and closer to the house. Once you do hear these footsteps, and you hear the voice, "Come one, come all," and villagers are just trampling. They go down to your pit. They trample all of your stuff. They run up. They're climbing up. They get in front of the house and like, "What? Oh my gosh!" You hear them like, "I can't believe he's here! Come on, this is such a normal house. This is gonna be awesome. Is it really him? Oh, I forgot. My sister's not gonna believe this. I have to get an autograph." And they're like running. And you can just kind of you see. I mean, they are trampling your stuff. Like Frisbee is not in harm's way.
Yeah, because Frisbee will just jump from person to
Yeah.
person.
Suddenly, the people are now gathering. This horde of maybe like 15 people are in front of the very, 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 very extremely normal house.
Anara, like, getting all of her stuff together, goes and like taps on someone's shoulder and just like, "Who's here? Who are you talking about?"
Shh! Get away from me! It's like a small child.
"Hello, my name's Anara. Can I ask you a question?"
Oh, sure. Says just a burly baker. Holding a baguette. Burly baker holding a
Who are
baguette.
you here to see?
You don't know? Trevor!
The Terrible.
Yes! Triple T! Trev Dog!
Why would you want to see someone whose name is Terrible?
Oh, he's so cool. He's so great. And then a big...
At what?
A big smoke. Just purple smoke everywhere, swirling. It's not like vapor. It is definitely smoke. You are coughing. It's an unpleasant experience.
That's terrible. That must
so
be Trevor.
the overall scent, or the flavor of it is black licorice.
Oh god, that's worse.
So I love black licorice, so I relate to Triple T, aka Trips.
Next thing you say, this is gonna be clove.
So you a bright flash appears, and you can just see this man appear, twirls his mustache up. You just hear the phrase, "Come one, come all. Such a sight to see. Such a normal house, and in front of it, me." This large, tall man standing in front of there in a purple tuxedo, white pinstripes, big old white magic gloves. He has this dastardly looking curled mustache, and he is just standing there with the biggest smile on his face in front of his house with a small little box that's open, and inside of it you can see that there's a roll of tickets, and there's a safety deposit box where you can put the money in. Yes, it is I, Trevor the Terrible Magician, and I invite you into Trevor's normal house. A small little child kind of walks up to Trevor, like a cute little boy, like dragging like a little teddy bear or a stuffed Kuniko Goblin, and just kind of like carrying a little stuffed animal over. "Are you the real Trevor the Terrible?" Trevor spits at the kid. Almost immediately, and then he's like, "It's him!" And then everyone gets excited and cheers. They are surrounding him now, like with their money in the air.
Huddle.
Behind this crowd, we all huddle up.
As they're like probably going through the huddle to get there.
We're huddling here.
Y'all better get out of the way. Just like,
Lilac Festival is 3 days away. We might make it if we start now, but I feel like this is a
These people are
traveler
gonna
thing.
get eaten by the house.
Yeah, I was worried about
Wow.
that.
whoa, whoa. It does say it's y'all. It's a normal house.
The sign does say a normal house.
Well, here's the thing. I can
Idiot.
say that I am rich. Look, I'm rich. It doesn't make it so.
Fair
In fact,
enough.
I'm really quite poor.
So when you say that, a bunch of gold ones, kind of currency in this game is gold, but they are just gold bills. They kind of fly out of one of the people's hands, the villagers' hands, and just kind of flies over to you and hits you in the face.
Oh. Okay, something definitely is weird. We should investigate. I'm keeping this.
The villagers don't know. They're so enthralled with Trevor. Trevor is doing this like this magic trick where he has a hat, someone's hat, and he takes a villager's hat, pours a cup of water in it, and then puts it on the villager's head. Trevor's a jerk.
That's a great magic trick.
Y'all.
They love it. They love it. The crowd loves it.
Trevor to go into the house.
I think he brought the house.
Did he though? Or is he using it?
I mean, it'll be really convenient for a Trevor poster to hit you in the face, and then the house. It's
True.
a little bit too coincidental for that.
You hear Trevor say, "You people sicken me," and the crowd just cheers even more. Like they love him. They love him.
Maybe this terrible thing is all like oh, I'm a clown, I'm funny, and they're not really funny. Maybe this Trevor the Terrible's not that terrible.
I really think like this is what it pans, and he's stepping on people's shoes with mud.
Yeah, no, Trevor is not. He is like a full-blown insult comedian to these villagers. He is not being very friendly. He is not being nice, but they have complete and rapt attention to him. Trevor doesn't notice you. The house does. Trevor doesn't see you at all. It seems almost as if there are one of the little kids that Trevor spat at is kind of going over and like touching the house, and the house is not going for him, but like he's right by the teeth. This kid does not look scared. This kid does not look shocked. People are taking pictures with it. They're getting close to the tongue, but they don't seem at all scared by this. It's almost as if they don't see what you guys are seeing.
Y'all, the Lilac Festival's big day is 3 days into the festival. We could investigate this for a couple hours.
Remember rule number 3 of the Traveler Code.
Y'all right. Whenever you think you're gonna make it, you don't.
Everything always takes longer than you think.
I said the same thing.
More or less.
Actually, rule 3 is be good to each other. Don't engage in evil magicians.
Anara is not sure what's going on, so she picks up like a little pebble and she just throws it at Trevor.
It hits Trevor. Trevor pays almost no mind to it. And goes back and is just like, now you can kind of like, I think he kind of looks over to where you are and just like,
She waves.
doesn't see money in your hand. He does see you a little bit, but does not see money in your hand, so he's going to turn his attention to the people who have the money.
It's like
These
invisibility.
people are essentially just putting money. He's giving these tickets. He's holding them out. He's like, yes, please, yes, give me, yes, please, give me this. Of course, yes, money. Putting in the thing, getting all the money together, doing kind of like a card trick, flowing it around, holding it like this. Ah, yes, now, please enter. And they're like, oh, and they start lining up, and the house opens up its mouth and just grabs all the villagers and sucks them
All
in.
at once?
They all at once.
Is it like a tongue
It's
wrap?
its tongue.
Yeah.
Its forked tongue wraps and drags them in. And
Normal.
they are the sign that says normal house is kind of flickers in and out of existence a little bit, and the house flickers for a second. And Trevor's just like, like taking money from Neko Goblins. And just counting 1, 2, 3, 4.
You!
6. Hello! He looks at you, he has really not seen you. He kind of saw you, but wasn't that, I thought you probably got eaten with the house. Hello?
You can't do that, as wind out of nowhere begins to flow.
Okay, well.
Is this your house?
Yeah, do you want in?
Completely normal house. It
Do you wanna buy
belongs
a-
to you.
Do you want to buy a ticket?
It belongs to you.
It belongs to me, yes.
Are those people can go out the other side?
Depends.
Are they being chewed and swallowed and digested?
Depends. Do you want in?
Only if you go first.
Why would I go to my own house?
Because it's your house. That's where you normally go. What are you
You
going to
don't
do? Go
know
into
my
my
life.
house?
You don't know my life.
Actually, I'm pretty sure you're terrible, so...
Yes, it's in the name. I am Trevor, the terrible magician.
You turned someone into an anaconda once.
Yeah, but he was a dweeb.
So?
He was a wizard.
And?
A dweeb.
How's a wizard different from a magician?
Look at me.
You can't even do real magic.
Oh.
If you could do real magic, you would go in that house.
Why
But
would
you
I go in my trap?
There we
You're
go.
like, just do it. Does the Scooby-Doo things go?
Listen, final deal. Half off admission.
You just told us it's a trap.
Well, I mean, you do have a point. I did do that.
Let's all go to the constable.
How about we make a deal? I pull out...
No! And the house just grabs, the house's tongue grabs and goes to wrap around you. What do you guys do?
I'm gonna grab Trevor.
Okay. I don't actually know what to roll, but I like this so much, so just roll something up. Roll a d6 and let's see what happens.
I think I'm just gonna make sure the goat's like, nope.
I got a 2.
I got a 2. Okay. So here's what's gonna happen. You go to grab Trevor, and you take one of his shoes with you.
Cool.
And he is standing in. He spat at a lot of these people, so there's a little bit of liquid around his feet. So now he has got slightly soggy socks.
Ugh.
You grab the goat?
I think I actually throw the goat out so it doesn't get eaten by the house.
Okay. Well, so you okay. So how about you?
I'm going to actually, as the tongue comes out, I'm going to actually pull out my spear and dive in because I want to see if I can save people.
Oh, okay. Okay, so
You're gonna pin the tongue to the ground.
you grabbed a very fine,
I should've done
nice pleather purple shoe.
Oh god, you can't even afford real leather!
I'm allergic. As you go in, you dive in. With this, Lydia also tumbles in, being dragged by the tongue. You throw Frisbee to safety. Frisbee just kind of like lands on Trevor's face, like magnetic to the side of Trevor's face, and Trevor actually steps into the spit with his soggy foot, like and tumbles into the house with you.
Good.
I like that idea so much. So,
Man, Frisbee didn't get out.
so Frisbee is now stuck to Trevor's face. You four find yourself sliding down it appears to be like a chute, like a flume ride. You are all together in this one long stretch of a chute, but you're kind of bumping and bouncing into each other.
So we're in a throat, that's what I'm hearing.
You are in. It
an
feels.
esophagus.
There is. It is esophageal.
Is there
I
some
would say.
peristaltic motion pushing us down?
No, there's a lot of this kind of like green, thick liquid.
Stick your spear in! Stop us from falling!
You are now going down this. I guess let's do real quick. Let's do a direction check. Int plus int. So I need one person to do that.
I mean, you are a map man.
Okay.
Yeah. You're Tom Tom. Tom Tom, go!
I resent this. 7.
7. Okay. It was a difficulty 10.
Whew.
So unfortunately, you all get separated. You all flow into 3 separate tunnels, but you can still talk to each other at this moment. You can hear each other's screams and yells as you're hurtling down this this tunnel. Do you guys communicate?
On a scale of normal to surreal, this is definitely a 10.
Okay, so do we hit the ground? Or we stop moving?
You're in 3 separate tubes now. You're sliding.
Oh, we're still sliding.
Yeah.
Y'all, let's stop. And I take out my axe and just try to hit the wall to like stop it ice climber style.
It works. But the house starts shaking and groaning. The tubes that you're in, the slides, the esophagus, break. Like it feels like it breaks, and you all fall through at separate points and land in what appears to be like a small parlor, a room that is the wallpaper's tearing. It's kind of purple. Everything has this kind of, again, tint of purple to it. The chairs are purple. The wood is made of the purple oak. So you landed there, and there's a small TV screen on. This
Is Trevor with us?
Trevor is not there yet.
So did we all meet up in the same place? Or
You all
three-
literally just crashed through a ceiling, and you landed into a room. You 3 actually land on a couch.
Oh.
Question.
Well,
2 questions, actually.
Yeah.
How slimy am I?
Pretty slimy. You do. Sorry, go ahead. Pretty slimy.
Okay, second question. It's been a few weeks since our last adventure, right?
Yeah.
Good. Pause screen. Outfit off. New outfit on. It's just better.
So
well, the decor is tolerable enough to belong to Trevor.
there's kind of like a lot of how people have like mounted trophies and statues and things like that. There are quite a few of them there. Some of these are creatures you haven't seen before. There's one of them that honestly just it doesn't look like anything. Like it's hard to explain. But there's also a golden hand that's just sticking out from the wall. Underneath the inscription, if you can look hard enough, it says "Leave me alone."
Leave me alone.
There's a few other creatures. You can see like a milkmaid, like these kind of weird creatures that you've only ever heard tell of. Right when this happens, you can kind of see on the ground in front of you is this kind of like drippy, goopy, that green stuff that was up there. You start to notice, you change your clothes, but you all start to notice who might have had any of the green stuff on you. It's slowly dissolving your clothing. There's ankle deep if you do have your feet on the floor. Luckily, you landed on the couch. If you do have your feet on the floor, you will notice more of that green stuff, about ankle high. This is digestive acid. You recognize it because I believe one of you might have been inside of an animal at some point.
Oh yeah.
It is boiling digestive acid.
Y'all, where's my goat?
That would be Trevor, and Trevor is.
And like he crashes through the same hole that you left, misses the couch, hits the back of the couch, and falls off into the acid. Gets up real quickly and like stands up on a chair that's just kind of floating.
Thank you for inviting us into your home.
At this point, you could just kind of hear. And it's just Frisbee like walking out of the tunnel and then up on the roof. Frisbee's upside down, hanging on the roof.
Can I just take him off the
You might
wall?
have to stand up on the couch, but yes, you can.
I'll do that.
Oh no!
You know,
Don't!
A proper
don't.
guest would offer us a spot of tea or something. A proper host, I should say.
Well, I'm not a proper host. I'm terrible and a jerk.
Okay.
But now we're just gonna sit here.
And then I think Anara wants to try and push him into the acid.
Okay, so you are.
She picks up a couch cushion and just throws it at him.
The chair. The chair. It's a little. The Trevor's in the deep end of the acid, so he's
Yeah.
on a floating chair. So while it is a couch cushion, it still hits him enough to knock him and do that like under and then flip back up, and he's covered in acid and his suit's melting. He just goes, and his suit goes back to normal. Nice normal purple. Kind of grabs the couch cushion that you threw at him and just kind of moving it over, swim over to a wall, and he drains the floor.
Oh.
Of the room with he grabs the leave me alone hand, the middle finger, and bends it down, and then goes back up. The floor starts draining.
So you control this place.
Right before Trevor speaks, You hear da da da, and the TV screen starts acting. Bright, kind of gritty color appears. It's almost as if it's less of a TV screen and more of a like magic mirror in the shape of a box. It's a boxy mirror, and it plays. It's Trevor the Terrible on the screen. So. You've fallen for my trap.
Oh,
now,
no.
could someone please press the
No,
button?
no, I want to watch.
You've fallen for Trevor the Terrible's terrible Trevor House. He is listing. He goes off on his many nicknames. Trevor the Terrible, Big Triple T, Trips,
Do you have a fast
Trip
forward
Dogs. What was that?
Do you have a fast forward button?
No, Trevor just magically turns off the TV by unplugging it from the wall. Okay, well, this wasn't supposed to happen. But luckily, this is my house. I have the ability to out of here whenever I want. So long, losers.
Does it actually work?
Hi.
So
I'm sorry.
long,
Are you a
losers.
terrible magician, so you probably can't do that.
I'm a great magician.
No, you said you're terrible. It's in your name.
No, I am terrible. My magic is pretty dope.
No, you can't have it that way. You can't have both.
I can have whatever I want. I'm Trevor the Terrible, and that's why I'll leave. And he snaps his fingers, and nothing happens. It's like, just one moment. Let me. And Trevor just kind of like holds out his finger and does this, like, hello. You said that this house was. Yes. I thought my powers were effective inside of it. Yes, I'm inside the house. I got dragged in by a goat. Get that goat away from me. Yes? No, what do you mean I have to... Ugh. Trevor goes back over and plugs in the TV, and the narration of Trevor's voice is like, so you fall into my trap.
Oh.
Now to escape, you must give me all of your gold, or answer my riddles 3.
So, huddle. Do we like? Oh, the floor is fine.
Yeah.
So y'all, you keep doing you. It's working.
Oh, being mean to him. He's terrible. I don't like him.
I don't like him either.
Y'all come
For
up.
the
with
record, I don't like you either, and I can hear you.
Y'all come up with a
We're
strategy.
huddling. You're not supposed to overhear.
Do you want tea?
No, not if you're making it. It'd be terrible.
It would be.
Cause y'all done a lot of stuff. I feel like you can come up with a solution.
Usually I'm better with the nature stuff than the people stuff.
Perhaps it's stomach acid. So if you mix something particularly alkaline with it, like a solution to our problem.
Trevor grabs the shoe out of your hand.
Holding on to it, she smacks him with the shoe.
Trevor, could you give me roll a d6 real quick for me?
I'm not very strong, so he can probably. I got a 6.
Oh shit. You're gonna grab it and just
My
like, smack
shoe!
him. Snaps his finger and his shoe appears. Like he's like, I could do that. Okay, well, roll one more time. Actually, roll a d6 for me again.
6.
Damn it! Trevor tries to turn your shoe into a snake. However, it turns into like a really
Just like snakeskin
good,
shoes.
like a really no. It's like a really good like muffin. It's like a muffin button.
Just standing in a
Just,
muffin.
no, you're just holding. Were you wearing the shoe?
Oh, his shoe. No,
Oh, no,
sorry,
you're-
his shoe.
yeah,
I thought
the
you
shoe
said
that you
my
had, sorry.
shoe. No,
No.
yeah, I'm just holding a muffin
Yeah.
now.
That's not a bad idea. I will
Sure,
deal
Edie.
with the whole climbing and pulling wires, because he just showed us that we can drain these pools, so we can get out of here lickety split.
Right.
We
It
can't
did say
leave
something
yet.
about riddles.
We have to find the others.
Trevor is slowly backing out of the room and then grabs the leave me alone finger, turns it up, and then runs.
I'm going to throw my spear at full speed to try to get some of his clothes.
Okay, let's actually, because this is not a combat situation, roll me a d12.
D12. 6.
1. Trevor, you throw the spear. It hits the side of it hits at kind of an angle that Trevor trips over. Still pulls the lever, and is now everyone is kind of the stomach acid. He reaches for the thing, and instead of pulling the middle finger, he pulls the index finger. and it actually fills it up even higher.
All right,
So now
well,
you guys need to really quickly get out of this situation.
So is there another door in the room?
There's the door he was trying to escape from.
Oh, y'all, there.
Okay, y'all first.
It's
Yeah, and our
filling up,
books it for the
bubbling,
doorway.
Okay, well, you guys, I'm assuming. So he's kind of on the ground a little bit, getting his
Cinched.
clothes dissolved.
I think we're trying to jump from thing to thing.
Is that what
Yeah,
you're
I think
okay.
we're playing the
So
floor
so
is
what
acid.
what is so the floor is acid, in my favorite game to play inside of a very normal house. What do you use? What items in this spooky haunted mansion do you use to kind of like climb over?
I think it's a sofa, TV, Trevor, door.
Yes,
Are we
I'm
on the
actually.
sofa TV, Trevor
Yeah,
Dorn?
sure.
Yeah, I think that's good. Because he's halfway in, right?
Yeah. He's also semi-invulnerable to dark magic.
Cool. Then he won't die horribly.
He's not invulnerable to being rude and stepping on him, but he's a jerk, so it's okay.
He
Oh,
deserves
okay.
it. He brought this upon himself by sucking us into his murder house.
Are you going first then?
Ow.
Yeah, sure.
Ow.
I'll go next.
Okay.
Okay, so yes, let us do a. I guess we're gonna do a travel check onto. Let's try a travel check actually.
Strength
Did I
attacks.
not
Strength
make a
attacks.
direction check instead?
Do you want to make a direction check?
I mean, that would be twice as good for me.
Okay, let's see. As Anara is going to kind of map out the jumping for you
Okay,
guys.
cool.
So would you
I
do
can
a direction check?
Direction check, cool. Fuck, still got a 3. Sorry. Language.
Um,
Still got a 3.
Fudge.
Fiddlestick
Oh.
Maru.
Acid.
Consarn
Four.
it. Consarn it. Dagnabbit.
The 3.
So you got a 3. Well, you
Dice
yourself
today.
fall. Look,
These are huge.
the TV is here. You go. Someone let Kara out of the cage. By the way, that's scary. Here's your cage for you.
Oh no.
That's not good.
fine.
So what happens is when you jump on top of Trevor, he steals your shoe.
My shoes!
Do you guys try to follow?
Uh,
You now know what not to do.
yeah, I think I'm gonna go couch, TV, hold on to leave me alone, gold arm, and then swing into the door, kicking it with my feet as I go. So
Okay.
mine is gonna be more of a strength dex roll.
Give me a strength dex roll, please.
Oh, well, I'll take that. 9.
Okay, you succeed. You jump off of Trevor. Trevor is distracted. He's not going to stop you because he stole your shoe. What does your shoe look like, by the way?
It's like a beautiful little. I think she has like little slippers, and they're kind of, but they're leather. I think they're
Yeah,
just
okay.
like little like
Not
slip-on
pleather, like
leather.
real
no, real leather.
good stuff.
Little leather boots actually.
Nice.
Let's go with
Okay.
that. Little
So he's got a tiny leather boot in his hand. You successfully.
they're
th-
sturdy but pretty.
There is a moment where it looks like you are going to fall into the digestive acid, but with your arms up in the air, Frisbee just kind of gives you a little magnetic cling to a roof, and you're able to kind of kick through the door. You do open the door, and Tom Tom.
So what does the bonus for the condition check earlier give?
You're oh gosh, sorry. Yes, it means you're awesome, essentially. While I look this up, if anyone ever wants to check out what these characters look like, I have a lot of the House Trevor biscuits and a couple of the egg characters. You can check that on the Geekspace Twitter or my Twitter account as well, if you want to see a visual representation of what these beings look like. Oh, you gotta no. We oh god.
Wait, your condition check was a.
Was a crit.
I mean, you're at least gonna add 1 dice.
Yeah, I think
to
it's
anyone's
one,
stat.
it's one die time. There's something
Okay.
else to it, but we won't get to it
Is
in this
it,
game today.
is it every stat gets a +1?
I think it's your yes.
Oh, okay.
If it's a crit?
Yeah, if it's a crit, just for but it adds something else to it, but we're not going to really touch it in this
Okay.
short of a run of the game. We can talk about that later.
Alright.
So, Tom Tom is gonna go last and watch everyone else, and then as it fills up, he wait until last minute and then begin to run, where his feet becomes almost like blurs,
Yeah.
like this, and just jump, and as he gets to the last one, he's gonna grab Trevor by the scruff of his neck and then with the other hand pull himself with the spear over, and it ended up so that his tip is like right by Trevor's face.
Oh.
That's the tip. And B, you're under arrest by the power of the Traveler Code.
Ugh. Hate the Traveler Code.
Let's see if this works. 6.
6. Okay.
So it probably is not gonna be as suave as I want it to be.
So you do all of that, but Trevor's just like, no, and you see her, and Trevor's gone. He's now standing up, holding your shoe. You guys have gotten to the next room.
What is the next room?
The next room we will get to in a second, but you have now embarked in there. Trevor is pops right back right in front of you, holding your shoe and just laughing
She
maniacally.
eats the muffin.
Is this real leather?
Of course it is.
Ah! Throws it. He's super allergic to leather. Trevor is super allergic to leather, and his hands a little gets like a little bit of a purple rash on it. Trevor's kind of got this pale, sickly purple skin like tint to him.
Leather is far more durable than pleather.
Well,
Hey,
But
Trevor.
it wears better over long-term use.
so does your mom.
That makes
This
sense.
is a children's show!
Oh fuck! Sorry, I mean, you got 2. I should say 1. Sorry about that.
I swore at least I didn't make dirty jokes about someone's
I
mother.
didn't make dirty jokes about you. Never
One
did.
moment. Dun 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 dun. dun. It goes to pause screen. It's like, please wait. Back.
Okay.
I have a solution for that.
What?
See this? This is the tincture of bomb leaves. You just put it on your skin, you'll feel right as rain. It'll get rid of that rash.
Get
Right
away
quick.
from me.
No.
No, you should really respect his boundaries. Even if he is terrible.
You're right.
It would make you just as terrible as him.
This is a good point. You're still arrested, though.
You hear you now have duck feet.
Duck feet.
Yeah.
Wah.
Oh, you have duck mouth too.
That's- wah, wah, wah.
They can't really support you 100%, but they're definitely it's like a little wobbly, and right when you think you're gonna fall, you hear, and your feet are back to normal.
You're really terrible.
I'm
Yes.
trying to be nice to you.
So I don't have to be nice back. You dragged me in here, and now I'm stuck. I can't get out. We all have to get out together. Teamwork. Blah blah blah.
Where's the other people?
Listen, if I know what happened to the people I don't care about, then I would be a better magician. But I'm not. I am a terrible magician, thus I don't care about people.
You know that it's considered murder.
Trevor opens up the door, and there's the whole a bunch, all 15 villagers are in this closet, kind of stuck to this stuck on the ceiling. We're fine with this. We paid for this adventure. Shuts the door on them.
Opens the door back up. Get down from there!
They kind of just wiggle, and they can't.
How do we get out of this house? How do we destroy this house?
You
How
all
do you
pay
stop
me
this house?
all
No.
of your gold.
We don't have any. We're all
Yes,
travelers.
then why are you even bothering me?
So, by that logic, then we've paid you all of our gold because all of it's 0, so let us out.
No.
What?
Here's the deal. I talked to my guy on the outside. He says that there's no way out of this house unless we pay for the gold to solve the riddles. I don't want to. It wasn't my intention
Are
to
they
be
your
locked
riddles?
up in here. I mean, I worked on
Oh,
them.
you're too terrible to come up with your own.
I had a
riddles.
contractor.
Y'all, show me these riddles.
So this room that you're in there is a. It seems like there's a small cart. Almost like a rail system, like a small train. It looks more like a
It's like the haunted mansion
Yeah,
chair.
it essentially looks like the haunted mansion chairs with no safety rails because Trevor is terrible and Stiff the contractor. They did not put in the rails, so
Much like the show.
Trevor just goes in and sits down on the front one, like, "Are you coming?"
What about them?
They're fine. They
No.
like this.
No, they don't. They.
Listen, how about this? You get me out of here in a reasonable amount of time. I'll let them go.
I don't trust you at all.
It's fine, I don't trust you. But here we are. And he's sitting just expectantly in the little ride waiting for it to go, kicking his feet.
Y'all, I'll sit with this one. You keep an eye on
Get
it.
that goat away from me.
Cut them down first, or something.
We're fine.
No, you're really not.
We
Is there
like
any
this.
acid coming, by the way?
There is, under the door is starting to give way. The crack from the door that you exited through is starting to give way, and you can start seeing it pool under lightly. It's very thin though, but you can tell it is being pushed. Like the other room is being filled up. The door is a little cracked because when you did kick it open. So it's a little like it's kind of coming out of the keyhole in the door. It's like just dripping down and burning the.
I'm going to keep doing what you're doing. And Tom pulls out a bag that says "Proving Good Medicine," and I'm gonna begin actually making a first aid check to create
Okay.
something that leaves. So first aid in Ryuutama for a healer means that I can alleviate a status effect for up to 1 hour.
Oh.
I'm gonna try to make a spray to see through illusion.
Okay.
I almost got a crit success, but 6 plus 6, 12, 14.
And is this is your intention with this to show the villagers?
Yes, I'm gonna actually spray the villagers with this.
Okay, so in the villagers' heads, you did very good with that roll. In the villagers' heads, they're kind of like walking through like a model home. It's almost like a VR experience of walking through a model home where they're like, wow, apple! They're just kind of enjoying their time. This feels like a very normal house. They don't get to see a lot of normal houses in this area. They can't believe that Trevor the Terrible, the famous magician, brought his normal house to town. Everyone's so excited. So you made this spray now that is going to shake their world.
Maybe we should have done this after we got out.
No, because I point over and then you see the bubbling acid.
If we weren't fast enough.
One second. Just a second.
They're like, ah! And then just screaming, loud screaming. The door just kind of shuts. The door melts into not a door anymore. It just kind of fades into the wall. You hear like you hear like coins jingling and everything. They literally throw all their money into the house, and they are free of the house.
Well,
So now if we destroy the house, they can get the money back.
yes. Y'all.
Did you say that out loud to each other, or is that
No.
just a thought? Okay, yeah, because Trevor won't like that.
Well, I mean, let's be clear. If Trevor doesn't like it, I'm pretty sure Anara would have said it out loud.
So you can kind of hear outside of the house, like, I'm traumatized. Like, you can just hear, like, people like, what the? I thought that was a normal house. Oh, well, bye. And they just kind of all walk away. You notice that you're kind of at the front door of the house-ish, but the tram cart is going this way, and it doesn't look like there should be more house there. There are, though, the two windows that are looking out, but you can see them kind of turning to try to look at you on the inside. The house is 100% aware that you want to hurt it.
Y'all, I'm just gonna get on this ride. We're gonna solve these riddles.
Come on, I don't have all day.
Why don't we just go to the
Technically,
front
we just
door?
Hurt Trevor to get the money back.
Can't hurt me.
Yes?
No, I'm pretty
You're
sure
not-
we can.
No, you can't.
1 second. 1 second. I reach into
She
his
takes
pocket.
off her shoe and shoves it in his face.
Ah!
Puts it back on her foot.
He is terrible. Do y'all want to murder him? Because I don't.
What?
We
Murder.
no
Just
murder.
get money back.
You can't murder me. So at this point, when you say murder him, Trevor turns into almost like a gas form, like a smoke, and starts spiraling around. You kind of has that like genie tail from Aladdin, like that kind of purple thing, rolls over, circles around you. His teeth are getting bigger. His eyes are good. This is an illusion. This is not a real thing that he can do. However, it is terrifying. His eyes become just as large. It glows the same color as the house. His teeth start shaping like the house, and his nose gets very, very bat-like. And he's just kind of hovering above you, almost, I would say like 5 times his normal size, just a mass. Like, think Kylo Ren when his shirt was off that one time. Very wide.
Can I roll a spirit and intelligence check just to see if I can keep like my focus?
Yeah,
right.
absolutely.
I thought
Please
those
do.
two would be the best. Right?
Yeah.
3.
You are pretty. This is not a fun thing for you.
No, I don't like this.
This is probably one of the scarier things. This is definitely the scariest thing you've seen on this adventure. I don't know about what happened before that. but this is one of the scarier things. He is like, what did you get it there?
I got an 8 for my spirit intelligence.
Is it, so you don't see the bleeding eyes.
No, y'all do.
You definitely
I got 14.
do. 14. You are
Best roll of the day.
surprisingly unaffected.
She just crosses her arms.
You are
sits
from
down.
Winter, correct?
I'm from Winter.
So there are two places in this world, Winter and Fall. You're also from Winter, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So Winter and Fall, Fall being actually the place that is usually the scariest. That is where Trevor is from, the purple area. But Winter has also been known to be touched by such terrible things like the frozen statues and these are monsters that are actually pretty ruthless and pretty terrible. So you've seen this before. And on top of that, you kind of think he's a dweeb.
I don't like
Like
him.
you kind
yeah.
of think he's a dweeb. For you, the magic is affecting you enough because you're worried about the other people. You've been concerned, so you don't see the eye blood. You do see
I
the
don't like
dripping
this at all.
blue, purple ichor down the eyes, and then he goes back into the form just like flashes back into the cart. He's just sitting there on the cart and being like, "Shall we?"
Ugh, he's so extra.
I want to change seats.
Extra what?
Y'all, somebody change seats with
I'll
me.
sit next to the dweeb.
I'm not. You're the dweeb. I'm not
I
the
think,
dweeb.
I
You're
think
the dweeb.
as soon as you say that, Flynn doesn't usually take you up on immediate offers like that, but just gets up and just like sits. And if you don't move immediately, she's just gonna sit in between you guys and be like,
Okay.
So I presume we can't just walk out the front door because we're not going to give you all our money.
You can try.
Anara tries.
God, how am I gonna? Let's see. Roll dexterity and spirit. Actually,
Okay. It's pretty standard Anara roll. 8.
you. It is pretty normal. As soon as you go to reach for the doorknob, right before you do, almost a gate of teeth just go
Oh.
like this right by your fingertip. It doesn't actually hurt you, but you do feel like it like almost
feel
take
the
a little
air.
bit of the like just like a little and it is way more startling than anything Trevor's done at this point to you.
Right.
So when this happens, anyone else want to try? Go through a window, see what happens.
I'm gonna lean over with the spear and just touch the tip of the spear to the window.
Your spear. Your spear. How? What is the? What? Let me see. What is it?
It is a 3 durability.
3 durability.
Yeah.
Why don't we knock that down too? Because the window burns it. It is a burning hot orange glow. The house is now staring intently at you. Trevor's like, you're making it mad. Let's get in the tram and let's get going.
You know, in fairness, we shouldn't trust you about anything, so it was worth checking.
I'm
He
gonna
just
sit
laughs
down
for a
as he
bit.
laughs, and I pull out my art book and just slightly touch him on top of the head with it. The art book is made out of leather.
All right, let's go. Giddy up. And she
So
smacks
when
the
you
cart.
when you
Yes.
get on the tram,
Blink arms.
you so it goes Trevor and Nara.
Nara's sitting next to Trevor.
But you do notice, everyone notices, except Trevor because he's a jerk and doesn't care. Everyone notices that Lydia is actually very scared. Lydia's clutching at Frisbee very tightly, and she's further in the back. I would imagine that maybe she's like 2 seats behind.
I'm
2
sitting
rows.
next to.
I'm-
Yeah,
we're
we
doing-
go to the
doing
door
this.
first.
It looks a little shook.
So most of it is an illusion, I'm pretty sure. We've seen scary things. This is kind of creepy. It'll be okay as long as you don't touch the actual house parts.
Trevor's head turns around
Like 180.
180 and stares directly at you with like big slit eyes. Just smiles and then turns back. The tram starts to move forward.
It's a good thing I know a super secret. The one that Trevor never wants to know about. Are you ready for it? And I'm just waiting for him to turn around again, and there's just a book in his face.
Trevor's ear kind of stretches out and goes around, kind of like towards you, and I would imagine you bop it with the.
Yep.
With the
Secret leather attack.
Why did I tell? Listen, stop telling the dweebs your weakness. Don't do it. That's how they beat you up.
Is the train just going dun, 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 like just like
Oh no,
throwing stuff?
there's a music that's just like man. it's like literally just 2 notes. Trevor composed the score for the ride himself. Again, he's Stiff the contractor. He had to do a lot of work. You go about
So how much of this house did you make yourself?
you go about 15 feet, and then the cart just kind of stops abruptly, really hard. Well, about that much. the cart is now, there's just an empty void in front of you. You have to exit the cart. Trevor gets out and kind of like feeling around this black void. It seems to be solid, but none of you can touch it. Your hands are going through it, but like he's actually like hitting like solid compartments, like knocking on the void.
So where are y'all riddles that we talk about?
Ah, right here. Trevor pushes the button. The entire void lights up bright, and lights up very bright. And on the screen, it says TREV in bright red letters.
You really made the puzzles after your own name?
Of course he did.
TREV.
It's a great name.
Yes.
Have you ever met
terrible
a
name.
Trevor who wasn't the coolest person ever?
I mean, I did meet a
Yes.
magical Trevor
That's
once.
why it rhymes with coolest person ever. Why would they call him Trevor if it wasn't true?
That technically doesn't
I
rhyme.
mean,
Don't tell me
Who's to
about
say-
rhyming.
you're the dweebiest person ever, and that would also rhyme with.
I'm not a dweeb. I am a terrible and vicious magician who is good at things and people like him.
TREV. Y'all, is there an O somewhere?
I don't know. Is there? Look.
Oh, I'm gonna roll a looking check.
There is a okay, go ahead, roll for looking.
Is that
actually.
what is that? Is that intelligent and something else or?
Yeah, is there anything else? So we see a void
Okay,
and then
if there's something else,
4
yeah, you
red
can-
letters. Like,
So there,
other than that, what do we
there
notice?
is. You will notice a small tape recorder. It looks like it's kind of made of. It's a stone. It's a square rectangle, and it does resemble a tape recorder. It's made entirely of stone. There are buttons on it that you can press, but that's
Nara
about it.
presses the play button.
Presses the play button. 5 eggs, 6 cups of sugar, cornmeal. Next one. Press the next button. Ha ha ha! Welcome, losers! You have now entered my first riddle. I hate hearing myself on tape. Trevor just kind of like this, like I hate hearing my voice on tape.
Don't worry, it's equally as annoying in person.
Luckily the audio stopped for a second and then it continues. For the first riddle, 2 in a corner, 1 in a room, 0 in a house, but 1 in a shelter. Trevor said, and then he goes,
No.
find a nice romance novel. It gets lonely out in the woods. Turn it off. Trevor zaps it and it's gone.
2 in a what, y'all?
I don't even know that was a riddle. What was the
2 in a
question?
Yeah, there's no
corner,
question.
1 in a house.
What is it?
That wasn't in the.
Can you?
Did you write it down? I zapped the tape away. It's gone.
Ugh.
Ugh. For real?
You
weren't
wrote this riddle.
You weren't paying attention to my dope riddle?
I wrote.
Trevor,
What?
Trevor, y'all.
you know you're gonna die too if we don't solve it.
Oh, Trevor walks up and unzap. Like he doesn't unzap it back in the thing, but he kind of like twists his wrist and rewinds it a little bit from before he zapped it.
What?
It is back. It's the recording plays 2 in a corner, 1 in a room, 0 in a house, but 1 in a shelter. And then Trevor elaborates, what is it?
One second,
The
one second,
letter
please.
R. No.
That would be convenient, wouldn't it?
2 in a corner.
1 in a room, 0 in a house,
It's close, but shelter doesn't have 2.
1 in a shelter.
There's only 1 in a shelter.
It is the
No,
letter
you said 2 in
R.
a shelter.
I thought I said 2 in a corner, 1 in a room. I might have said that.
No.
What-
Two in a
Definitely
corner?
said 2 in a shelter.
No, it was 1 in a shelter.
no,
One
you
in a
said it
shelter.
correctly.
Oh,
Okay.
then it is the letter R.
Yeah, it is the letter R.
What do you want me to do? Clap for you?
We answered the
Where's
riddle.
the letter R?
Here.
It does say Trev on the screen. There are
He goes and
there,
smacks the letter R.
it goes, bung. Ha ha ha. Loser, you succeeded at my first riddle. Now I shall take you to the next stage. A small, okay, sorry.
It's
So,
okay, no, this is great. This is good.
I think it's even better that we have twice as many Trevors.
a small door opens. Like it's kind of like a round, kind of like little door. You do have to crawl through it. It opens. Do you guys go through it, or do you?
I guess I'll do it. And I'll go first, and I'll touch it, and then its face is black. And then I'll be on the other side.
Okay.
Loading screen. Yes.
Come on,
Anara
go.
will not leave Lydia with Trevor, so Anara will go last.
Okay.
It goes pretty quickly.
So it goes you, and then you.
Well, you, Trevor, me.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you made Trevor
So it's
go.
a-
I made Trevor go.
Yeah, okay.
Counterclockwise.
I will.
Were you holding the boot?
Yeah,
like
I was
the,
go through the tiny door.
Goes through the small thing. The small tunnel is now leading us through there. As soon as you get to the other side, it is pitch black, but not in the same way. It's not a void. It is dark. There's like a little flashing strobe light. And you hear, bleh! And a kind of like vampire-looking robot just kind of goes, bleh!
Ah!
And then gets like slowly retracted back into the wall.
Alright, here's the secret. Stay in the middle.
Bleh!
So fat.
Oh, sorry. Trevor like flips off a switch. The lights go on. It's a big room. There's there's a huge. It was a huge part of it that they already built the spec. So there's like bats and cobwebs and like Neko Goblin skeletons and all these like weird creatures that you've come to know and experience. There is a picture of like King Broccoli on it with darts on it. Like
So, if you just wanted everyone's gold, why would you give them an option for leaving without the gold? You would have saved so much money if you hadn't bothered to build anything other than the acid pit.
shut up. And Trevor just keeps going. Walks down to the end of the room. Next puzzle. Okay. I didn't even record the audio for this. He's like scrambling through his notes and like kind of like, okay, what is okay. I have cities, but no houses. I have mountains, but no trees. I have water, but no fish.
Yo, can you hold on a bit? I have city but no houses. What's the other one?
A mountain with no trees,
Okay.
and water but no fish. How will you get my clever riddle?
Huddle. I think I got this one.
So,
That would make sense. Yeah.
city with no people.
Yeah.
City, y'all, city with no houses.
Looks around the room.
Houses.
Is there a map in the room?
No, but there is an open door. Trevor already typed in the word map to the interface there, and there's an open door
Done
leading
it!
to a
In the
small
room.
break room with like a table and a fan.
Runs in after him.
And he's just kind of like sitting there doing like he's working on a few things. He's like, oh gosh, yes. And he finds a small. Like it's a little jewel. It looks like a light bulb, and it's glowing purple. It is something that you might not know this after seeing it, but it is very, very important to him. He grabs it, holds it in his hand, and squeezes. You hear a crunch, and a bright, blinding purple light.
Ah.
Trevor has gotten his power source and is out of the house, leaving you alone in this place by yourself. And you hear this kind of over a loudspeaker system. You hear, "Ha done it!" And then that's you're like, "What did what, Trevor? You didn't do anything." Now for the final installation in my. Did I put that in? Did I build the? Could one of you look on the? There's a red button. Could you? Not press the red button. Presses the red. Okay. Presses the red button. You see the floor start. The floor of this room starts filling up It's coming out of actually like the back. The green digestive acid is coming out of the back of the room, pouring over the thing, covering up the dust. You can. You're in a smaller section of the room. I would personally recommend leaving this room.
Yes, you first.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, it's time for my third ritual. Zombies!
Yeah!
3 of them. And from the ooze that is building up, you kind of see this like a greenish hand, like bubbling towards the surface. You see the fingertips up. You can slowly see it making its arm up from it, and it just and it pulls itself up. 2 more just behind it are dragging itself out of the space, and they look pretty normal. They have most of their flesh. They are zombies. They are green. They have kind of like really sunken eyes, kind of really like not sharp teeth, but definitely like very blunt teeth. They have been a lot. They are kind of looking at you and
This is not a riddle. It's
No, this is definitely not a riddle.
is it ambush in fact?
I mean, sucks to suck, and then all communications just kind of end. So yes, out of it, they start running towards you. Can I get a initiative check?
Yeah.
Yes, you may.
These zombies they're helping each other up. One of them's having a little trouble getting out of the
That's
puddle.
interesting.
Yeah,
So
you know what? The cage did my dice good.
Ooh, okay. What'd you get?
9.
Ooh, that's very good. Comparatively.
Yeah, compared to what I was rolling. Almost double.
Oh, 0 in a D10 is actually a 10,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's good because then I have a 12.
12. And Lydia.
6.
6. Okay. You got 12? You got 9. You got 12.
Phew, sorry.
Tom got 12. Tom, what do you do?
TomTom's size, this heavily, and then it's like just out of nowhere, the wind picks up and you hear dun 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 dun. It's the same pose as
Every single time.
So are they in the acid?
They are in the acid. They are kind of getting dissolved, but they're also not really being affected by it. They have a resistance, and it helps that they're in their period of time.
Okay. You see here the item selection sound again.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna pull out a first aid, and this might be beating a little rules of Ryuutama.
Let's
because
do it. Let's see what we got.
I want to do the suggestion that Nara made earlier, where I'm gonna try to find something alkaline so I can neutralize the puddle and maybe make it more solid and puddly, or
Okay.
like
Yeah.
viscous.
What
I guess.
are you looking for? Some xanthan gum?
Yeah, just
You
something.
need an antacid. That's
Yeah.
what you need. You need
Tums.
something for
Yeah.
heartburn.
Well,
Yeah.
Tom becomes Tum.
Tom gets us the
Okay,
Tum-Tums.
so you're gonna have to describe this to me if you roll high enough.
Okay,
I don't know what to roll for that. Let's
So I have first aid, which is usually in spirit. For the heal roll, I'm supposed to not use the spirit because it's a combat situation. I can do the same for first aid as well.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, so it's a raw and check.
Do it.
Oh, I get +1.
Yes, you do have +1.
Still bad.
That's right. We still have a +1, and I have not added that to any of my rolls.
I wrote 4.
Starting next step. 4?
Yeah.
So, and your goal is to find some kind of material to
Well,
make
I was
it.
gonna find one and throw it, so it's just gonna throw it. And it's not very effective. You see on the bottom.
It's not. It just kind of like bounces off one of the zombies and like hits the other one. The other one's like and they start kind of going for it. And they're less interested in you now. They're a little more interested in whatever you threw. It's like
It's just a bunch of herbs inside.
They're like picking through it and they're like biting it, like ripping it to shreds. It would be gruesome if it wasn't a bag of herbs.
It took me 3 hours to gather all those.
It's
Poor
gruesome
gentle-
for you.
No.
When they realize that there's nothing in there to be ate, they turn back to you, and they start going, and they're just again walking very, very slowly. And if you were to ask me how slowly they're walking, I would say very.
Who's
Oh,
next?
punch drunk
I
glove.
think you're next. You had to say.
You got 6.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Oh.
you're up.
Once again, we see Anara looks like she might go for her weapon and then pulls her single-stringed lute out from behind her back, in her pack, and begins looking at them and then looks around at the house and begins furiously strumming upon the one single note. And she instead is going to sing the tale of the troubled house.
Okay.
And she's addressing the house. She says, "Dearest house, you are so kind. You have 4 walls and your own mind. Perhaps you'll find it in your heart to let us out, and we can finally part. Also, Trevor is terrible. You should probably eat him instead."
So you see like one of the that was fantastic. The house's eyes. You can't really see that, but you can kind of get a sense that it's getting a little misty. It was a really beautiful song. But you can see one of the zombies is kind of like snapping their fingers along with your tune, and then one of the other zombies like turns back and is like, and slaps him in the back of the head.
I'll use my musical reinforcement to give everyone a bonus.
Oh, perfect.
And that was a 7, so everyone should, I assume.
Yes.
I don't know what the difficulties are. Get a +1.
This is a difficult because we are inside of a house. It would have been worse if we were outside, but we're inside, so it's fine. Everyone gets a +1. Is that for one turn?
It's +1 to your next roll.
Next roll. Okay.
Okay.
So
I guess it's an 8 because I had a +1.
you got a 6. So the zombies are kind of now more focused back up. The other one is definitely listening to you. Like it's like it got hit in the head and was trying to focus, but it's like I get this. Like it would be lighting a lighter if it had some flint to it. Definitely be. It's trying to light something. But they turn over to you and they look at your goat and they start kind of like walking straight towards the goat.
No.
No. So the acid is now slowly filling up by your feet. You all take 2 points of damage. The acid is a little more concentrated now. They are coming through. There is a you think you're hearing like footprints that aren't there, which is a little weird. But the zombies are coming at you. They will. One of the zombies, the lead zombie, takes its arm off and hurls it at you.
Mm-hmm.
So let me see.
I'm not armored though.
Yeah, but now you're gonna be armed.
No.
I'm so sorry that I said that.
I mean, he's disarming himself, so that's only probably good for us. He only has 2, probably.
You can't do this trick again.
No, he can do it one more time. Tops.
No, you can't take off his own arm.
Yeah.
Oh, fair.
It's definitely not going to go as well, though.
That was a 7, so that was a you take 2 damage.
2 damage.
Yes, that wasn't. It was unarmed armed combat.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know what the right way to say that is. So the moment that happens, you see a couple more zombie hands bubble up from the ground around you. 3 more crawl themselves up. The other one's still just like, fuck yeah, get it, hell yeah. The one's definitely like it like if you had merch, it would buy your merch.
Sweet.
It loves you.
Yeah.
It thinks you are the most talented.
I'm real good.
Yeah.
I'm the best single-string loot player.
It is
in
all
this
about
house.
that. So, what would you do?
There's no 6 zombies or 5?
Yes, 6 zombies, 2 in front, and I would say 2 in front, 1 focusing on her, but then the 3 are kind of on the side of you, kind of pushing you back towards the tramway, the entrance to the main house.
So is there a door behind them?
Behind them is the door where Trevor disappeared in. So behind the people who just popped up, yes, there is the back to where you came.
So there's no new door.
No new door.
Okay, cool. I'm going to just axe them for the way out by swinging my axe.
Swinging your axe. Okay. Would you? Your axe is.
It's a 2-handed weapon.
Strength -1.
Mm-hmm. And I get a bonus from her playing, and a bonus from how nice we were with our wish. So it's.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's 2 strengths plus 1. So 4, 7.
7.
Bad roll.
Still, well, no. So that's 7. Total?
7 total to hit.
7
Including your +2.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ooh.
okay. And what is the damage again, or what is your?
If I hit, my strength's a D8. If I hit, the damage is 1d8. Get a roll.
Okay, you do hit. You cut off the zombie. Or are you aiming for the ones that are behind you?
I'm aiming for the one that is gonna look like it's gonna eat me. me. There's
Okay,
no.
so the one that's the closest to you then. You hit it. It does land in sight of it, but it's just kind of there, and you try to pull it out, and it's just like, ugh, ugh, ugh. And you can't seem to get it out, and the zombies are now crowding around you. They are all focusing on you. You were the first person to actually like physically attack them. Even the one that was invested in you is kind of now a little more upset. It starts coming over to you. It's still like, I'll be back, and it goes over, and they're all again like kind of sulking towards you. Still very slowly. They're getting to like it's like the speed of this is how quickly they're getting to you, and you hear a whirring, like a mechanical whirring, and you hear blah, and one of the Draculas pop out, blah.
Y'all need to get out of this house. Like just like now, like in my little corner, like I think I just do stick it to the wall.
You stick frisbee.
And first people start.
If we start walking you out of the.
No, I just so that it can be out of my hands, so
Okay.
I can keep fighting.
Just to toss frisbee up, ding.
Yep.
Because they frisbee sticky goats are like cats, where they always land on their feet no matter where you throw them. So you throw them up, it just magnets up to the. It will rotate entirely and magnet up to the feet first. So this happens. Now you start to notice that the animatronics are starting to like burst out of these like vampire-looking guys are like coming out of the wall, and one literally is trying to break free and lands on two zombies, crushes them. The zombies are not dead; they're just like, what do we do? One of the zombies kind of goes over, is like, oh man, and tries to lift the machine up off of their friends, and the other ones kind of go over and try to help their friend lift the thing over.
So sad.
So that happens. They're a little distracted. What do you do?
I'm gonna do a scan of a room and see if there's other buttons or anything
Okay.
else around it.
Look for
So
an emergency exit sign.
yes, anything of that sort.
Okay, what do you got?
Would that just be a raw intelligence, or would it be intelligence plus spirit?
Could do a direction check.
Oh,
Actually,
direction.
let's do a direction check.
Int plus int. So
Oh.
that's my two best traits plus my plus
+2.
+2 +1, so it's +3.
Well, no, it's +1 +1.
Oh, +1. But so is it a die up? You said for my condition check from the morning.
Yes.
Okay, so it's +2, it's 5, 11, 12, 13.
Okay, you see a small, like actually directly above you, you do see a hatch. It looks like it might be sealed, but it's definitely a hatch that is there. It is one of those like pull down kind of a things. What do you do?
Lydia, get on my back, climb up there, get us out, and alright, rock 'em out.
Anyway, here's verse 2.
The other animatronic is just kind of short circuiting. It's like it's not really working. Trevor again, stiff the contractor. Nothing's working. He didn't even pay the zombies.
Oh.
Like
What do
the
they get
zombies
paid
are
in?
working pro bono right now. Like they're like it's like they are. It's there's no union for zombies.
Zombies, time to unionize!
So
and then we
wha-
burst
wha-
into a song from The World Will Know. And the journal too. No, wait, sorry. Don't have copyright for that.
the one of the zombies is like, oh, union.
Zombies have rights, and you should go to Trevor. Tell him that he's terrible, and then rip him to shreds forever.
Good singer has good idea. We should definitely unionize. The zombies kind of like help each other. They're having a really hard time. Does anyone want to help with the robot?
When it's clear like they're not attacking,
I mean,
would-
they want to unionize. They're a little more focused on taking care of themselves as a business decision right now. They're not so focused on you. They don't really even want to kill you. Like they're doing their job.
I'll give Lydia a hand up to the hatch, but then after that, I would start poking with my spear to try to push off the.
It's when you hit. You're trying to hit the thing. As soon as you hit it, you hear someone else. You hear something else like just banging on it from the other side.
Oh, okay.
Clink, clink. Clink, clink.
the zombies are kind of getting up, and like you can see them. They're kind of walking over. The acid doesn't affect them that much. They're still burning. They're zombies. They're kind of they're walking over, and they start like drawing up paperwork for a union. They're very much distracted. Like no.
Ensure you have an L&I part in your contract.
Use college
and things
rule
about
paper.
striking because you don't want to have a no strike option because that really reduces the effectiveness of your union.
I'm going over it.
No.
6th edition.
No zombie working 100 hours a week should have to. So they're kind of drafting out this whole thing a little distracted.
Include things about overtime pay.
Mandatory overtime. And
No, you don't want-
the hatch that's above you breaks down, and you see something with a headlight shining down at you, and it's you can kind of make out what appears to be this kind of like wispy looking, I guess almost fur, and you see these big blue eyes, and you recognize the overalls. Biscuits is there, reaching his hand down. Come with me if you want to live.
Y'all can't lift me. Like, let's do, like, I think, Lydia goes and grabs her axe. Sorry. And then tries to go up.
It's okay, and just keeps back to the union papers.
And I'll take Biscuit's hand.
Okay, take Biscuit's hand. Biscuits struggles to pull you up for a second, but then you hear. Biscuits is actually wearing this. He used one of the animatronics. He repurposed it to make a kind of a loader suit, and reaches down and like pulls you up through the attic. Reaches back down.
You want to be next?
I think I've got a. I think at this point they're good. Yeah. So Anara gets lifted up while still singing.
Pulls you back up, and now you are in this small little attic space. There is a green exit sign.
Let's leave the house.
Let's leave the house.
Wait.
Biscuits, why are you working
yeah.
here?
Biscuits.
Oh, I was. It's lovely to see you guys again. I didn't think I would ever see you actually.
I mean, you drew his wanted poster. Why are you working for him?
Oh, I'm not. I actually came in here to try to rescue. I was in charge of rescuing the special cricket, which was, I guess, not in here. It turns out it was a fake post by Trevor. So
God, he is terrible.
he is terrible. Like
I'm
he
the
doesn't even
worst.
pay his zombies. Have you heard about that?
Yes, well, we're encouraging them to unionize.
That's a great idea. That would really benefit from that, fiduciarily speaking.
What's that word mean?
Oh, no.
Anyway, do you guys want to get out of here?
Please.
Before I leave, is there any, like, we're in this exit side. I assume there's, like, you can buy postcards at the postcard
gift
gift
shop?
shop.
Oh no!
Like,
No, there's nothing like that in this room.
is there anything flammable?
The room is it is a small triangle-shaped room, like a what is the geographical shape? The triangle, like it's like
Pyramid.
a circle is a cylinder pyramid. It's kind of a very very pyramid-shaped room. You are through there. There is a window looking out where you.
Oh,
can
sorry.
See,
Triangular prism.
yeah, yeah. Thank you. Triangular prism. There is pretty empty. There's like kind of a bedroll. Like you can see there's kind of a mattress up there. There's a window and a exit door. I won. You've won.
Y'all, can you help me with this? And I take out some stuff to create a fire. Like, I'm going to take this mattress. I'm going to light it on
Burning the
fire.
house down.
The zombies are in there. They're unionizing.
Yeah, the zombies are in here, and the house isn't evil. Trevor's the one that's the problem. We should burn him down.
Oh,
No, we should arrest them, not kill.
so wait,
Arrest.
y'all, we're keeping this.
Is the house on fire? Are you like putting it out? Like,
Yeah, I think so. Like, oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, shit.
I was taking care of a house that almost ate me.
House, can you stop eating people?
Bah.
Can you go vegetarian?
Zombies, can you stop the house from eating people?
Bah.
Right, let's just put a warning sign on the outside. Enter at your own risk. Stay within 20
You could
meters.
probably take the normal house sign off. That usually tricks people. That's the source of the power anyway. It's an illusion.
I have a better idea. I paint not.
Not normal house. So do you guys
Terrifying.
choose to go through the exit?
I think I
Yes.
do. Yeah.
You walk through the exit, and there is a blinding, bright purple light. You step out, and there's this kind of like scruffy carpet, almost let's say purple shag carpeting. Very dirty, very matted. It doesn't look very clean. There are wall-to-wall posters. There are memorabilia. There's like, I survived the normal house, or there is, you must exit through the gift shops. So there are like toys and snow globes with Trevor inside, giving a very crude gesture.
Is it like blurred out?
Yeah, it's blurred out from the snow spinning around. There's a lot of. Is there any particular memorabilia that strikes you that you see from the house experience?
I survived the horrible house, and all I got was the stupidest T-shirts.
Yeah.
We walk past it's like a screen of some kind, and it's just showing pictures, and we weren't aware of it, but periodically, like while we were on rides, it was like taking a picture of us. So there's just a lot of us making really awkward faces, like.
You have 10 seconds left to buy this.
Yeah.
One of Trevor going. like you can see like the
Yeah.
snot is at the camera.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
I think one of them has to be the llama just looking over with the most beautiful expressing, glowing, and sparkling. Everyone else
Is there a like animal like shirt for your dogs?
There are there's
What
none.
is shirt? A goat shirt?
Yeah.
There's none for the dogs. However, there is there's one that was made for a doe, and I think it would definitely fit.
Okay. Is it like
it wasn't intended for, like, it might be a little tight in some areas, but it'll fit.
Is it like a fake pleathered bomber jacket that says like house tour whatever year winter 11?
So it is just a normal pleather goat vest or a doe vest, but there is a special button that you can press that can put customize. Would you like to press the customize button?
Yeah.
So you take the leather jacket and you put it on this little machine, and you just see this. You press the customize button. As soon as you do that, a metal thing just goes. And now this leather jacket is studded, and it says G period O period A period T period. And there is a just the cutest looking goat face on it. And I think it says "Ride or Die" on the bottom. It's kind of hard to make out. Trevor again went really cheap with the stitching.
Fair.
But yeah, so you do have that. Anyone else take anything?
No.
Is there a
Nara
suggestion
rolls
box?
her eyes at how tacky all the merch is.
There is a suggestion box, but it's a suggestion mimic box.
I'm gonna write "Don't be a terrible person" and then like just very carefully kind of drop it into.
If you're gonna write it, it's gonna bite. So it goes for it, but just kind of eats.
It was worth a try.
And at that point, there is no exit door because you see a small timer. There is 3 hours left before you can leave here. Would you like to camp in this house?
Yes, let's camp in the gift shop.
Just want to get rid of Trevor.
So remember that rule about no burning things?
Yeah.
Let's make a small campfire with the worst merch. The most expensive merch.
Oh, the autographed poster of Trevor.
It's not even like he doesn't even like, it's clearly a stamp. You can see the square around it because he just does that. So he didn't even try it. You are currently you are now kind of like camping out there. Trevor the Terrible has gone on his merry way. He has made out of with a lot of anything that you may have left in the camp is now his. He has all the townspeople's money, and if you check your wallets, you would have no gold.
Curse you.
But you have each other.
Let's do a camp check.
Joke's on him. I didn't have any gold anyway.
So,
But you know what he did have to steal? My very fancy leather wallet.
So let's flash to Trevor real quick. Trevor, who is now literally like, I think everything that he might have stole from yours might have been made from leather, and he is having the worst. Like he's not even
Like,
traveling in a
she wears,
cart
like,
or anything.
leather and silk.
He is sitting in like an urgent care. Like he's just sitting there like just purple hives all over his body and just like waiting and like filling out a form. He's like, Trevor the Terrible, you know my name. I have to. How old are you? 99. Okay. just grimly feel like, no, I don't have insurance. Like, so kind of fades away from that.
So all of that gold he has to spend.
He has to spend all of it on healing himself from his leather addiction.
So remember that healing salve that I was going to give him?
Yeah.
You probably stole that, and there's just a little bit left because I used it for the illusion powder. So there's like one drop, and it gets just a touch of relief. And
It's just a small little oasis of relief on his purple highs. Aw, poor Trevor. So now that you're in the gift shop, you have about 3 hours, so maybe it's time to chill. Let's just make camp. Can we do a camping check?
Yeah.
Dex
Yeah.
plus int, one person can help.
Not me. Probably someone who's
We
all
should
of his
probably
dice
not let
are in
Lauren do
threes.
that.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll do
Out of
it.
curiosity, I want to see what it would have been.
All right, D8 and a.
Not double
Oh,
ones.
so it's D10 and Dex D6. A 9.
9.
Oh wait, plus 1, so 10.
Okay. You set up camp. You use a lot of the there are so the one problem is look, you're setting up this camp. It's great. You have some of your gear. You can kind of set up. There's lots of T-shirts and there's some pretty cushion areas. You don't want to sleep on that floor because that floor is gross. So you want to kind of stay away from that. But you're grabbing like the most comfortable things are like the Trevor, the Terrible plushies, various sizes. They have some like small ones, big ones. You can kind of rest your head on it. While you're doing that, you can kind of hear the zombies hum your tune, and then the house is like. The house is really digging you guys.
Good.
So in the morning when you wake up, it is open. It has opened the door for you, and it's just kind of sitting outside, like wagging its little smokestack.
We changed the sign.
Designed
Yes.
to not normal house.
to murder house.
To murder house.
To carnivorous house.
Okay, so as you guys are traveling down your journey, like traveling away, the house is just bouncing after you, shaking the earth, like, bah, bah, bah. You've made a new friend.
Oh no.
And that is where we're going to
Oh.
leave the journey for today. Wow. Thank you guys for putting up with me.
Don't say
Putting
that.
up.
That was fun.
That was fun.
I need more coffee. Oh no.
Yeah,
I woke up too early
I
this
have.
morning.
This was. I used chamomile tea, and that might have. What is the opposite of chamomile tea?
Coffee.
Caffeine.
Caffeine.
So I might need some of that. You guys do, of course, wind up with merch from Trevor the
Unintentionally.
Terrible. Unintentional merch.
Does that have any status effects?
Yes, it makes you very frustrated at Trevor the Terrible.
Plus 2 frustration.
Everyone, thank you so much
Yay!
for joining me for
Woo!
my first time GMing. Hopefully this goes well. I will be able to present you a slightly different version of this, which you will see again, hopefully, if our Seed Spark goes through. Thank you all so much for watching. I want to let everyone say who they are, where they came from. Let's start with AJ.
Yeah.
Dang, I thought it was in the middle.
Never!
It's your turn.
Alright, hey everyone. My name is Algernon Bolden. You can catch me at Algernon Bolden. Right now I'm between shows with Geek Space, but you should check it out. On Wednesday nights we have The Worlds Beyond. On Saturdays we have Night Witches. So please support, watch, talk to your friends about it because it's some lovely programming with some lovely people and I have so much fun watching. So thank you.
I'm Jackie Dash, JAKIDASH. You can find me here on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. for Worlds Beyond. I play Pine Night. And then on Monday, Fun Days, I play video games. It's real fun. Check it out. My own Twitter or Twitch, which is twitch.tv/Jackie Dash, which I already spelled.
Oh.
I'm really excited. I like that I'm going to be a part of this team at Geekspace TV. We're working on the second Seed Spark, so thanks everyone for watching, for reposting, for telling everyone on Twitter, and just being amazing people. Thanks for supporting a cool space.
I'm Random Tuesday. You can find me in most places at Random Tuesday on the internet, or you can also find me here on Wednesday nights GMing Worlds Beyond, which is one of the goals that we're currently fundraising for with our Seed and Spark. We will be transitioning over to the sofa. We'll probably go to a break screen for a couple of minutes. We'll head over to the sofa so we can answer all of your questions about what this whole Seed and Spark is about, what the things are we raising for. I just want to say, well done. That was awesome. It was your very first time GMing. I don't know if you guys know that, but if you didn't catch all of it, go back and watch it on the VODs. This was a delightful experience, and I really hope, I want us to make that goal so that we can get more of this. That one of the things that we can do here is have people who have never GM'd before actually do that and GM shows on Twitch. Because it's a risk that not everyone is able to take, and we want to be able to take those sorts of, it's not really a risk, but to be able to give people opportunities
space for that, yeah.
to do things that they haven't done before.
Hey.
So thank you for everyone who has supported us so far, everyone who's shared it, that is a form of support, everyone who's here and watching it. We appreciate all of you. We do have 30 days to make this goal, but we're really hoping to hit that 10K today. So let's see if we can do it. Yay!
That would
We'll be
be
here
fantastic.
for more time, all day. So I'll
Yes,
let you-
yes. So, real quick, thank you all so much. Like, this has been a really fun thing to get to do this. Terrifying.
Yeah.
This is a little different. The tone is a little different than it's going to be in the actual show. We're gonna have a lot more focus on the journey and the gameplay than we could do today. But I am so excited. These stories, I like. This is the first thing I've been excited about, like a project-wise for myself in a little bit. So I'm really happy that I got to do this, and I'm really happy I got to do this with you guys. Thank you, Anna. Thank you, Geekspace. Thank you, community, for being so supportive. I know. I'm just really grateful. So thank you so much, because we are still going. We're not done. Like Lauren said, we are gonna rock this until 10, maybe, or 9 tonight. But until 10 tonight.
1 hour.
13 hours, just like 13 eggs. We are going to be immediately after this going to the couch, like he said, but then followed by. You guys heard about this? You guys seen this? A little show, GM by Trooper SJP, starring, was it Strange Like That, Rocket Fox, Shell Game, and Margaret Crone. Night Witches. It's going to be incredible. The second episode is going to be up, and don't worry if you missed the last one. We're going to keep recapped, and afterwards you can check out the podcast version on our SoundCloud, or you can hit up the YouTube. We can check all the VODs, including this episode. So if you missed Ryuutama, it'll be right here, and I'm talking to you in the future, which is weird, right? What's up, Derek?
Are we
That's
on
for-
the
that's
moon
for
yet?
Derek. We are not on the moon yet.
Oh.
We are going to head out right now. Thank you all so much for being so wonderful, supportive, and welcoming. This game is called Ryuutama, A Place Called Home. 4 episodes. If we get there, I promise you, I will not disappoint you. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I love you all. You have a great one. We'll be right back.